right.
Spaghetti.
Yo, internet. What up? What up? What up? We are back. It's your boys at Sound Sponge Radio. So good to see you again after a few weeks off.
What's giggity?
Episode 18. It's your boys.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
King
10th member.
Beats. Interrupting. Cow. Moo.
Jay Styles, but just call me Jay because we fam, and it's 18, so we grown.
Yeah, man. We out
This
here, man.
milestones.
Only
man.
for adults, baby.
Yeah, we grown.
Yo.
now. This is a grown folk hour.
Thank you if you've been rocking with us, if you're returning, if it's your first time, whatever situation may be. Life has been a little bit of a roller coaster for our team here. Thank you for everybody who has understood. Thank you for everybody who has been excited for the new episodes. I don't want to get too TMI. We lost some family over here. Condolences specifically to my boy Jeff. Your cousin Larry was also a dope big bro when I was younger too, through our teens, you know, so a lot of good memories, and for us, we just needed to take some time to not just rest and recover, but I mean, celebrate life too, you know, and celebrate his life and his impact on the planet. So thank you everybody who gave us that time.
For rocking with us.
Yeah, for rocking with us.
For
and
riggedy rocking.
shit, the industry seems to have rewarded us because we have got finally a lot of good music.
Yeah.
Like, man, so much to catch up on. But shoot, how y'all been?
Man, I've been good. Just been chilling. Usually, just been doing a lot of family time. Really, just like you said, just celebrating life, and just been blessed to be doing what I'm doing, man.
Yeah, you were out in Texas.
I was out in Texas for a little bit. I went to go see my dad's side, and we wasn't doing much. Even though it's open out there,
Scary out there yet?
It's a little. It was a little scary. I'm glad me and like a few of my siblings and everyone was on the same page about just being safe, you know, just having a good time. We went hiking through like some caverns and a couple of good nature stuff. But
Damn, out in Texas.
other than that, yeah, it was hot.
Where in
Dude,
Texas?
Came back to
sad.
the rain the day I got there. It rained hella hard actually, so I brought the rain with me and I came back with it. So I'm
Hey.
glad to be back in Oregon though, man.
Hey, yo,
Glad to be back here.
it was nice, and everyone was out there without masks. I'm sitting here like, what the?
It was scary, bro, and trust me, I was
No, I'm talking about
double
here in
masked.
Oregon.
Oh, here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
people-
know.
I mean,
people are
people are
partying and shit, man.
people are getting ballsy everywhere, man. Let me tell you.
I get vaccinated on Monday, so that's still scary in itself. But I'm ready to go back to regular.
No, yeah, I think everyone is, and that's why I think everyone's kind of like, I don't know if they're saying fuck it or everyone's vaccinated.
You guys see that they're
Like-
selling tickets for the first like major concert in Vegas?
Where?
The
Who is
like
it?
Celebrate Life tour or some shit.
Dude, if it's lit, I
That's
mean,
all I'm gonna get, bro.
oh yeah.
Hold up. Let me look it up.
Dude, you're doing a UFC fight down in Florida, like full capacity.
Oh no, yeah, I'm seeing like I have a couple friends on Snapchat
Full
who are
capacity?
going to,
This
like,
weekend?
events.
I don't know if it's this weekend, but sometime this upcoming month. I'm getting, I when I say I'm scared of getting vaccinated, it's more so like that 0.01% that like something happens to me because
Yeah.
of it. But I've been ready for this to get vaccinated for a while, just so I'm still gonna wear a mask around and stuff like that when I'm out in public.
Are you getting the one, or are you getting
No,
the two dose?
I didn't get a choice.
Oh, okay.
But I'm getting Pfizer.
Pfizer.
So that's gonna be wild.
Bro, that's what it's called. You guys haven't heard about this at all? The Life is Beautiful Music and Art Festival.
Who is it?
Bro.
Is there any big names on there?
One, they really jumped on this shit. They're like, "Oh shit, vaccines are out. We're gonna throw a fucking festival." And
yeah.
they got a day and everything, or they have a hopeful day, September 17th through 19th, 2021, in Vegas.
Who is it though?
Fucking bro.
So you got some big
Live
names
is
on there?
back.
Oh,
Billie
I see a
Eilish,
big ass
Green
list.
Day, Tame Impala, A$AP Rocky, fucking Young Thug, Glass Animals, Fisher, Black, Six Lack, Modest Mouse, Ludacris, JID, Purity Ring, Noah Cyrus, bro, Dylan Francis, Don Tolliver, San Holo, Earth Gang, Death from Above,
Earth Gang.
bro,
Jid? Yeah, Jid.
Trevor Daniel, Still Woozy, that's fire too, bro. Holy
some
shit, this
hit-
is such a
some hitters.
crazy list. I have read maybe half the list, not even, and like pretty much everybody's just like, COVID's over, let's get out there.
Yeah.
It's not over
It's
for
what it
everybody
felt
listening
like,
to this.
bro. It's what it
not.
felt like out there too.
That's yeah. That's what's crazy. Like I know people who have tickets to this already.
How much are they?
I
Well, I'm
think
getting
they're a
vaccinated.
few $100.
Ah.
Like I know some people already who are like, yeah, we're fucking out here, bro. $400.
It's just crazy to think.
$400 for general admission, $700 for VIP,
How life was back then.
$1,500 for VIP plus,
Yo, I don't know, but the thing is, if I'm already in Vegas, I won't care.
$3,000 for the all-in fucking package.
I think I would do general admission because there's other things to do in Vegas.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess when you break it down on a 3-day level, $395 for 3 days. That's not insane.
That's not bad at all, actually.
Yeah, that's not
If
that
you're
bad.
going to see everyone,
That's like $100.
you gotta
Yeah,
make
a
it
little
worth
bit
it.
over.
Well, even not then. I mean, like, if you're already in Vegas, there's shit to do. So even if you're not seeing somebody one day, you're like, I'm out fucking.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
don't
go
know.
to the casino.
But
and-
is
Yeah,
it
you're like,
gonna
I don't
be
want to see Glass Animals and Billie Eilish.
Yo, is that gonna be like that though? Like, is life gonna be that normal when you go to Vegas? Like, what's crazy is like that was my last vacation, like little getaway.
You
Before
didn't
didn't even know, but I'm sitting here like in the club, fucking like elbow to elbow with people.
Shit, we didn't know when we went to Roddy. That was the last
saying.
concert we went to, and I remember leaving being like, bro, we got to start hitting concerts all the time. And
you're
then
like,
sure enough, the world was like, no, that's not an option.
No, I am.
what was our last? What was the very last one? That was it. I
That
thought
was
it was
it?
Earth Gang.
Was Earth Gang, I thought Earth Gang was before Roddy.
I forget.
They were like within a 2-week span of each other.
And we even went on the little the link, which is like the Ferris wheel, like that huge Ferris wheel that takes about like a half hour to go.
Oh, in
around.
Vegas?
Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
like literally enclosed with random ass people from across the world. You know what I mean? Just
But back then,
get
you're like, what's
turned.
up? What's your
Yeah,
name?
get turned, bro. I don't
Ah,
care.
man, I hope that energy does find its way back into the
I
world,
don't-
though.
I don't know if it does.
I don't know if it
Hey,
does.
I
I want.
soon.
Shit, I mean, like.
I mean, a perfect example is like overseas. Before COVID, a lot of places already wore masks during flu
Bro,
seasons.
COVID's like done in
And-
countries,
and-
other
and
countries,
things
bro.
like that.
Yeah,
literally.
yeah, it is done, basically.
Basically done.
That's so crazy.
Well, on like kind
Oregon's
of a
did
sadder
a
note,
really good job. I will say this, like with the amount of cases we have, like it is pretty good out here in Oregon.
Yeah, it ain't bad.
It's been getting better. Yeah.
We doing chill.
We're not in
it is.
California. Oh my goodness.
Or Florida.
Yeah, people are dying like every minute.
I know, seriously.
We are
my gosh,
nowhere
the
near
spring
that
break
side.
clips are crazy out there, man.
Well, even
We knew
before
it,
that.
bro. When COVID first started,
Yeah.
Miami was buck still.
I
Like, what the
know.
fuck?
When things end, who's the first artist you hope goes on tour?
Silk Sonic.
They don't even have a whole fucking thing.
I don't care.
Like,
I'll
just
go to that.
play one song 14 times.
That's one thing that I can bring my son to. So, and the energy won't be too wild. The weekend actually is coming through
You don't think the energy will be too wild?
for a Silk Sonic concert.
Bro, they don't have enough of a catalog for it to be just a Silk Sonic concert, so you would be getting hella Bruno
No,
in there.
I'm sure they have an album by then. If they wouldn't go on
Hopefully.
tour without. They
I
wouldn't
don't
go on
know.
tour without it.
This might be a cliche answer, but anyone from Griselda
Yeah.
going on tour.
Yeah,
I'll be
they-
honest.
I would see that shit, bro.
I
was a
could
big
see
concert goer.
I could see
so-
albums falling in between the transition period and us not getting certain tours.
Oh, most definitely.
Like what I mean is
Yeah.
like I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get a Silk Sonic tour because get this, they finished the album in the next three months or whatever, and the ticket sales or the capacity rules aren't big enough, they're gonna skip that tour.
But they were talking about it.
No, I know, but if the profit
They said
window
the bag has to be right.
if
Yeah,
the
you're
bag
right.
isn't right
Yeah.
and the energy isn't right, they're just gonna skip it.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna become one of those things
No,
where it's like,
capacity
damn, we
rules
would've-
that, bro.
I mean,
they don't care.
even
bro.
before
My
COVID
first flight coming to Texas was
No,
full.
but I'm talking about
No, it's
artists.
full now. Did
I'm
you
talking
know
about
Yeah, it was. Full.
I'm talking
the
about
first-
artists.
My first flight.
I'm talking about artists actually, because it's different. And I'm not saying it's not a big deal that it's a full flight, but like, you know how they're gonna be. Like, bro, theaters are huge. So,
That's true.
so for instance, like if he hits a stage and it can seat 30,000, but they only allow 10,000, it would make no sense for them to take that tour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
that's why they
need
said
it.
the bag has to be right.
Yeah, the bag got to be right, and I think
Unless they're doing it for the people. I mean, they rich.
they ain't gonna do it for people.
It's
like
really
that.
starting to show, though.
Anderson's music is already enough for the people. They ain't gonna do the shows for the people.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Nah, they ain't gonna do it. I can see that tour not happening, sadly.
This year, you mean?
Maybe ever.
I think that's gonna happen.
Like, and the reason why I say maybe ever is because if life doesn't get back to that optimal, like show style right away, then they're both such iconic people. They just get busy. It's like expecting Pharrell to be a part of a tour. It's
He
like,
does,
are you?
but he has his own thing though.
But are
He's not
you
a tour.
mad that he doesn't? You know what I mean? Like if the Clips were to go on tour tomorrow, could you even be mad if Pharrell didn't join them?
Well, no, I couldn't be mad, but he also has his Virginia Beach thing every year.
Yeah,
It'd be different. You know what
but
I mean?
it's different though. That's his thing. You know what I mean? That's his thing.
But
Because that's what I'm saying. It's just like a puzzle game of like so many pieces are gonna have to fall in line for us to get that Sonic Silk fucking tour.
he just opened a hotel. Well, he co-opened a hotel down in Miami.
Who?
For Pharrell.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's actually like it's like a super boutique hotel. Like it's like off of like downtown, so it's like a little more like reserved.
Yeah.
And so like
That's dope.
look dope.
That's hard.
We I think I'm planning to spend Christmas and New Year's at Disney World if things are right.
Next year?
This
Or
year.
at the end of the year, I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, my family was talking about Thanksgiving there.
Dude, yeah, it's gonna be rough though because there's so many people. But
That's what I
think
mean.
it's gonna
That's also what's gonna be crazy.
You better buy your
Is
shit
in,
soon. if
um,
you're actually
that's
thinking
something
about
that
it. They're selling out.
Is that's gonna be a factor on the opposite end, is that if there are no restrictions, it's gonna be literally a fighting spot for artists to get tour spots
On
then.
the spots.
happen.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be like,
Because everyone's gonna be like,
Money.
yeah, they'll be like, oh, sorry, you can't perform that Saturday. Drake's here.
It's like,
Oh, you can't
well,
perform the next Saturday. Sorry, little baby's here. Like,
yo, little baby needs to work on some hoops, man. I'm sorry.
oh my gosh, dude.
Hey, I heard he wants that rematch though.
Why though?
Why so trash? So embarrassing.
Yeah, he was.
It's embarrassing because if I was Chains, I'd be pissed.
What is it? That's the
Did he-
the
they
old
didn't-
saying that all ballers want to be rappers, all rappers want to be ballers. Well, we know you can't ball, bro. It's okay. Like, it's okay.
It is
You
true
can rap
though.
your ass off.
You can
though.
rap your ass
That's
off,
fine,
though.
But
You can have your ass off, man. I mean, but
Just-
I hope you've been training then. Oh, because I don't know if Chains
yeah,
wants to
'cause that
rematch.
performance was bad. And honestly, I thought Jack Harlow was actually getting lessons from Tyler Hero. It was not shown there either.
Yeah, but Jack Harlow has.
no,
that-
but
a little more
Jack
effort.
Harlow's
Hoops,
got that
though.
messy white boy game where it's like no finesse, no grace, still scoring.
He'll kind of score.
Still
a couple
scoring
buckets
somehow.
here and
Yo,
there,
you'd
yeah.
still ask for him, like you know what I mean. If you were like having runs at the park, he'd get in.
That's what I mean. He's scrappy.
He'd get in. And
That's true.
if Baby got in, you kind of be like, okay.
Yeah,
I definitely.
Hey, I
yo,
got him.
you take a break. You know what I
He'll be
mean? Like,
hey,
if you're next,
hey, I got a little bit.
you know what I mean? You're like, ah, nah, man, I'm gonna take a break. You know what I mean?
He
I'm
just
not
needs
trying-
to get loud.
I ain't trying to get on that.
Play that Pat Beverly defense.
Yeah.
Just be loud.
Yeah, I got next.
I got
With the-
next.
with the squad.
Yeah, if he's got next, I'd be like, well, I'm away.
No, but you were here first, bro. Nah,
That's
okay.
fine.
No, that's when you take your break. Like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna go to the mini mart.
Yeah.
Grab a
Oh,
Gatorade.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Great.
Maybe y'all be done by.
Oh, I gotta call real quick.
Hey, matter of fact, you fill in for me.
It's one of those. It was that
Fill in
bad.
for me. I ain't taking that.
That's
L.
why I don't think 2 Chainz wants to do it running
He's like,
back.
no, I won't.
I won't.
Refuse.
I wouldn't if I was.
Give me Cole.
Hell no.
Shit, Chris Brown. Give me Chris Brown.
Bro, Chris
I
Brown.
just saw a video of J. Cole hitting like fucking 13 threes, bro,
That's-
in a row or some shit.
J. Cole can
He's-
hoop.
He's ready, bro. He put him on the Charlotte Hornets, bro. Right
Isn't
Oh.
Nance already in the league?
Oh man.
Isn't Nance already in the league?
Oh no, man.
Oh, he could be. He could come off the bench,
Oh
Hit him
my
up.
get a couple
gosh.
threes for him.
Yo, so
But there's
This-
real hoopers. that
this
can-
past week we got some amazing music.
Yes,
Right
sir.
before we get into that though, because we haven't had an episode since then, man. Did you guys see the Grammy outcome at all?
Yeah.
Any of them?
I
Yeah.
actually didn't. No.
Yeah.
Kanye got his.
Bro, Kanye
wait,
got,
he
a,
got-
a contemporary Christian Grammy.
No.
Yeah,
shit.
after pissing on his last one on video.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, I forgot about that. And then
Uh,
pissing on his Grammy, on putting it on the Twitter, huh?
and I don't want to talk too much about. There's only really 2 things that I wanted to talk about. One, they swiped from my girl Chica. I don't know how the fuck she didn't get Best New Artist.
Who got that?
I don't know. Someone who didn't matter.
Someone.
I'm just fucking kidding.
Who got it? Who got it though?
I'll have to look it up.
You gotta
Let
look it
me
up.
see.
Tell
Let me
me.
see. Fact check.
Pull it up.
I like legit never heard of them before.
And
so,
I might probably haven't either.
oh, actually, no,
It's Megan
you're
Thee
right. It's
Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion. I know her. I
Okay.
didn't even know she was nominated. But still, that actually is sad.
But
I
she
like-
should have.
she had a banging.
Right?
She had a banging year
Was it last year or was it
musically.
this year?
Yeah, it's
On the
definitely last
charts,
year.
on the
Yeah,
charts. So I
charts.
can't really say anything to that. I guess now that I think about it,
Yeah, WAP.
yeah, she had WAP. I don't think that's what mattered though. She had Savage. WAP isn't a Megan song. It's a Cardi song.
Yeah, but they're both. But she's on it. Though.
But I think no, she won a Grammy though for Savage remix.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Beyonce won a Grammy too. Beyonce is officially the most
Oh, yeah, I
Grammy
saw
decorated
that.
artist
Yeah,
of all time.
Swear.
fucking
I
epic.
thought it was woman.
Oh yeah, the most Grammy decorated woman of all time.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying that as like just making
No, she's
it
not
through the
done.
numbers.
I mean, it's not like she's
Yeah.
done. She still has she's still in her. I would say Beyonce's in her prime
Definitely the GOAT women artist of all time.
of
The GOAT one
of
R&B.
numbers, yeah.
of
R&B.
R&B.
Yeah. One of my GOATs.
I was gonna say I don't know.
How? That's weird though. I guess like, yo, she makes some slappers. Don't get me wrong, but I'm an Alicia Keys guy myself.
I
I
fuck
don't
with
know,
some,
you guys-
I
you guys
fuck with
put
some
those?
Ja Rule and Ashanti too.
Do
Get
you
me
guys put those together? Like, do you put like?
No,
Yeah.
sadly I don't.
Okay.
And like
Maybe
not
that's different
not
then.
like that she does.
Alicia
No, okay.
Keys?
Not that I don't put them in the same like company of greatness.
I'm talking about genre
More
music.
so, and no, they're in like they're obviously both R&B and stuff. I think it's more like
Beyonce's like having sex, and then Alicia Keys is like soul, like you really feel in her keys.
yeah, man.
like-
Yo, how can I even like who do I even compare it to? It's
I
like
said Beyonce. You're like
no, I know, no. That's what I mean. It's like Beyonce is more.
Surfboard?
She has more, and not. I don't want to say sex. She has
I know.
a
but that is-
more
She has more bangers. I'll say
club
that.
bangers, more like drawn in. I think sexual energy, like like
Yeah, of course.
some of her
But Alicia
some of her
Keys
stuff
is
is
bad,
like
too.
club bangers and stuff and shit like that. But like, bro, New York's like even though it's not her song, New York State of Mind, things like that. Alicia Keys just has like this like amazing,
Just dope presence.
soulful
You don't know my
vibe.
name. Remember
Like,
that?
You were never. I remember being a teenager and like I was never like, oh, Alicia Keys is so hot. I was like, Alicia Keys is so beautiful.
Really?
So
I
beautiful.
thought no, but that's what I mean though. You don't call her hot. You're like she's so beautiful, so soulful.
When-
And it's not like Beyonce's not beautiful or anything like that. It's just like that's just the energy that you get from her.
Did you guys know that on You Don't Know My Name, like it's not her playing the piano? It's technically like Kanye produced it
I mean,
and he made the keys.
Is she like playing?
well,
on
there's
the
actually a
music
few.
video,
There's a lot of
It's a
songs that she
sample.
does. There's a lot of songs that she
Oh.
doesn't play the piano.
I thought, but growing up when I heard it, I'm like, damn, she's just wild on the piano and fucking singing like that. I
Well,
was
she
like,
can.
damn.
She
I mean,
can
she
do that.
can, but that's the thing is that she doesn't need to.
Is
Like,
she?
she's a singer. She like no one fucking pays her for piano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
My
mean, they
personal is Alicia Keys.
As your goat,
As for
female
Female.
singer, goat. I don't think I have a favorite female singer. I'm gonna be
Actually,
honest.
I don't know. It'd have to like come in between her and Rihanna. If we're coming between female goats.
the SZA's coming up too, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I don't think I have any old
Riri,
school favorite girl singers, and I know Beyonce's not like old school, but I really caught the new wave of female R&B. Now has really got my ear a lot more. Like I really love like the Rihanna J, and like fucking SZA, like you just said, her.
I need to get on.
You know,
Queen
Kehlani, Nyjah. Yeah.
Nay, I've missed
Yeah.
on the catalog.
Oh
to be
yeah,
honest.
dude, exactly. And like Ella Mai.
Yeah.
Like this round of female singers is much more entertaining to me than the 90s batch. And in the 90s it was all about the male singers for me. I'll be honest, man.
yeah, there's
Like shit, man,
Tyrese,
I'm so
Avant,
sorry.
Joe.
I'm so sorry.
Joe.
I'm sorry
The
to
most-
everyone for saying this, but I still have to say, like, obviously, before knowing the things he did wrong, bro, like R. Kelly still has like the voice of a god.
He played about.
Like, if I could extract the voice, put it into a better human. Like,
Well, what
There's a
is
lot of artists that are like that though.
it's
Yeah.
it's fucking weird because like it's like how is he just now getting canceled? Because I mean Chappelle.
I
Dave
know.
Chappelle was literally had skits all about it. I want to piss on you.
It's because, well, it's
He,
because
like,
it's
made
power.
it-
People are like, oh, that's
He
hilarious.
made it worse.
Yeah.
No, it's
He
just
made it
it's just
funny.
power.
Yeah.
It's just power.
Yeah.
And like more so then in the
Aaliyah. Oh my
in the
gosh.
90s and in the 2000s, like having power or like money pretty much secured you from anything. And like, yeah, it still does that now in certain situations. But the power of the internet, the power of community, and the ability to tell your tale has really made it hard for things like that to slip by. Because what I mean by that is like, yeah, you'd watch that Dave Chappelle skit and you'd be like, oh yeah, the R. Kelly story. But where could you even research after that? You couldn't, really. It was in the beginning stages of the internet, so Google was nowhere near what it is today.
Yeah.
Like that was like MySpace days where like social media wasn't anywhere near it was today. Back in the day, social media wasn't full of memes, facts, NBA highlights, and clothing. It was full of your friends saying stupid shit. So like you weren't. Isn't that crazy to think about?
And music videos.
And music videos that your
top
friends
8.
probably posted, and top 8s, things that you guys were actually posting. Now there's ads, AI, all this algorithm BS and all that. And then on top of that, there's the power of Google.
Yeah.
So now if something gets out about an artist, it's all over the place. And on top of that, people can connect. And I'm not going for either side, pros and cons. And obviously it's a pro that bad people get in trouble for shit. But now we've got tales. For instance, T.I. and Tiny. 20 years ago, it wasn't possible for 30 victims to connect.
Yeah.
But now it is. Now you can start a Reddit thread. Literally, you can start a Reddit thread and be like, I was abused by T.I. Anyone else agree? Or anyone else experience this? And I'm not trying to downplay this at all. I'm just giving an example. And then you can have people tell their fucking story. That didn't exist before. So people like R. Kelly, you're rich, you had power. That was it. That was like the end of story. And that's why I think a lot of the 90s artists and a lot of the 2000s artists got away with so much shit.
Yeah.
Shit, they still drag Prince's name now. He's dead, but all that shit came out.
All
of his womanizing shit came out eventually. Just he was dead. So he didn't, he got to experience a life without being torn to shreds.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's interesting.
Well, it's just like the whole Michael Jackson thing.
Yeah. I mean
that's
a whole different pot that I don't want to really get into, because then there's the whole like industry side of it.
News. Like,
Yeah, and then there's also like the industry side of like conspiracy theories and him like, you know, pretty much saying like they want to kill me.
Yeah.
And like shit like that.
They're trying to assassinate his character.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like kind of hard, because then you're getting into like, I don't want to talk too much about
Illuminati.
it. Yeah, well, not even Illuminati. No, we're getting into government construct and control, which is like what it comes down to certain big level artists. Like obviously, you're not gonna be someone Michael Jackson and Drake level who influences the youth on the level that you do without the fucking highest powers in the country having some form of input.
Yeah, it's true.
Being like, no, we don't want all the kids in the world to do this.
Yeah, we don't want to be happy.
Yeah, like
YOLO, bro.
No, but straight up, it's true.
Yeah,
like
no, seriously.
like there's a like
It just makes
That's
like
the
it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
like
common sense.
and people you can say whatever you want and be like, oh, like no, it's all deserved, and like hard work is deserved, but like industry planting, that's a real ass thing.
Yeah.
And I think the issue is
What do you mean industry planning? Like planning just artists or like people that?
Yeah, you never heard of an industry plant?
Okay, no, yeah.
Yeah. So what I mean by that though is I think that there's an issue with even that word as a whole, because for instance, Drake is not an industry plant.
No.
He's an industry pick though.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is like after his first 5 years of being successful, they were like, oh, we're never letting this nigga go.
Yeah.
Like it's like if the NBA could keep LeBron in prime shape
The rest of his
forever,
life.
they would.
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's the face of the league and he brings in more money than they've ever fucking got.
Yeah.
Like, and it's the same shit for Drake. They're like, holy shit, we never knew that the entertainment industry was like, we never knew we could make money like this.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, even like Jordan, like they would have done the same thing with Jordan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
His shoes.
If they could turn you into a robot, they fucking would.
it's fucking weird too, because like everyone, like I know everyone's like, oh, we should get Kobe to be the logo. It's like, you guys don't understand. There's a lot of money that's been being pushed since Jordan left to get his logo to be the NBA.
Well, that'll never happen though because Nike.
Yeah.
Like, because what other silhouette are they going to use?
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
they'd use the Jordan logo, but Jordan owned, like, I'm sure they'd be okay with that.
They would never come to that deal though.
No.
Because
That's what they've been pushing, though. That's why they're saying that, like, that's why Kobe, like, the whole Kobe thing, they're not even taking into consideration.
What that's going to take though is pretty much Nike owning the league.
I mean, they own the jerseys.
They do. Yeah. They're already a step towards that direction.
Yeah.
I think they should change it though. Like, who's
I
that
don't
guy?
know,
Who's
Jerry
that
West.
guy?
Jerry West, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jerry West,
That's
cool.
iconic. Jerry West is... I like Jerry West. It's a good logo. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's some logos out there that it's just like, it's not even a silhouette. It's just straight up the letters. Like, they literally got homie as a silhouette. That's dope to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. But the fadeaway Kobe logo is hard as fuck. though.
But, I mean, if it would to be any other logo, it'd be the Jumpman, right?
I wouldn't
I
want to see
think
the jump. I don't want to see the Jumpman on it because it's too wide. It's too wide for the slim NBA profile.
It's true.
For the socks,
For the
man.
for the size, man.
I think they would change it not to be exactly like the Jumpman, but like something.
Man, I'm saying bring back the Shaq logo. The fucking big Jam Shaq logo.
Bro, people don't remember. Do you guys remember the LeBron Dunkman logo?
Yeah. Whoa, the one arm.
It's cool.
Yo, that was such a crazy logo. That was so
dope.
sick, though.
The tomahawk.
Yeah, that was the tomahawk. That's
fuck with
crazy,
that.
bro. Fucking yo, let's get into some of this music this week, though, man.
Yeah, what we talking about?
Bro, there was a
That's
lot. We
music
got
came out
the
today,
Kota
too.
and the Static Selecta album dropped, which I didn't expect them to drop so fast, man. Then we got the Benny the Butcher, Harry Fraud, the Plugs I Met Too, and then we got what is it? Was it 1176?
Yeah.
Is that it? I think that's the name of the Guapdad album. I always do bad when they just name it fucking
Yeah, it is.
numbers.
It is.
Yeah.
It's probably the name of his house or some shit.
It was the name of his old house, his old family home, which I actually really like that. 1176, yeah. All collaboration albums too. Like how sick is that?
Producer, artist,
This is like so hip hop. I think people are kind of under appreciating and undermining how dope that is. Like, bro,
Two
that-
artists.
that used to
rapper and
be the
producer.
norm. Yeah, that used to be I don't even want to call it the norm. That used to be like a ritual.
Let's bust out a fucking
Yeah, it
tape
was like,
right
hey,
now.
bro, we're
like,
doing a fucking project, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, oh, I'm meeting with my producer. Oh, I'm meeting with my rapper. I'm meeting with my artist.
Well, that's why Benny was saying that, like, it's funny because it's so cohesive, like the albums when you do it that way. And Benny was saying that, like, most of these rappers, like, songs mean more when there's meaning. Like, you know, an album means more when it's set up a certain way. And he was like, people would just say random ass shit. Rappers do it all the time. He's like, me, I've never felt that way because music kind of has to have motive to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I really thank him for that because I view it kind of the same way. Not to say like random club bangers aren't fun.
No, but
when
there's
we're
a
talking about
passion to
album-
it that I love.
Exactly.
Yeah, what I love about these projects is exactly what you said, like the cohesive energy from start to finish. I mean, it's so much more special though when you have that too, because you're checking back in with one person over and over versus like, say I got one beat from Murda. He don't give a fuck what the rest of the album sounds like. And I'm not saying he doesn't give a fuck what the rest of the album sounds like, but I'm not checking back in with him to be like, hey bro, this is where your track fits as track 10 between track 9, the song Blue Roses, and track 11, Skyline.
Yeah.
And your track fits right here. And like, I'm not saying that relationship doesn't exist, because there are tons of artists who are that meticulous on every single
Facet,
track,
yeah.
every facet of their project. But a lot of producers and rappers will do verses and beats and not even know if it'll be on the album until the album comes out.
Yep.
Versus you're in the fucking album process with me the entire time if we're a producer and artist doing the whole project together.
Well, there's like 10 people that have their hands on it, and they
Yeah.
don't know who's gonna use it. That's weird
Yeah.
to me. It's just kind of like what was that French and Sway like Race
Unforgettable?
Roman beat? Yeah, like 10 different people I guess had that beat.
And the chorus too, right?
Yeah,
Like, it was-
damn.
I
like,
think
who
they
wrote
had
the
most of
song?
the chorus. I think they had most of the chorus.
Who do you
down.
give the credit out to then?
There's actually
It
two
almost,
producers.
Like, takes
There's
away,
There's two
different-
producers on that, and then also,
like takes away
like-
who did what, you know? It's like
I mean, and I'm not saying that rappers are on this
Yo.
level, but it's like that same shit where it's like, when a song doesn't feel cohesive, it might as well have just been from another hand. And like, obviously that's a far stretch, but for instance, like, just like you said, it had been shopped around the beat.
Yeah.
It's like that same shit when a verse gets shopped around.
Yep.
Like, you know, and like Ed Sheeran will be like, oh yeah, I wrote this for Rihanna. Ended up with Selena Gomez.
It was just like when Bed, like the Dream wrote Bed and gave it to Jay Holiday was like, I'll take it. And Chris Brown, after it did so well, Chris Brown was kind of like salty and was like, yo, I could have had that. You showed me first. You showed me Bed first. You know what I mean? Like,
Damn,
I
Bad
would've
by
killed it.
Chris Brown would have went hard though.
But Jay Holiday killed it too, though.
yeah.
And what's funny is like once you found out Dream was like, I remember like younger me.
You found out he was a writer?
was writing all this stuff, and I'm like, this. When you hear a Dream song, you're just like, this is him.
This is it, yeah.
Just even the little ad libs, you know what I mean? Like it's wild.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny about someone like Benny saying that is that he's such a masterclass writer that I don't feel that way about his music. You know, like for instance, when I heard like 3:30 in Houston,
I was like, this is fire, bro. Like, even though it's not a whole cohesive project, and like, I guess in his eyes, he would view it as just like a one-off song. I think it worked. It worked great, and I don't think that he falls victim to what he's talking about.
Well, I feel like
all.
that was kind of a special situation though because of what happened.
Yeah.
Well, like not even just that though. Just
But,
just like in general though, I
Yeah,
feel like
know what you
Benny
mean, though.
is, and not just Benny. I think the Griselda guys are great at being like hip hop tastemakers. And what I mean by that is like they do put together cohesive projects even when they are bringing other producers in. And I think that goes to show how much they do care. You know, someone like the Conway album, his From King to a God, that had so many producers on it, but you can tell that they were real relationships. I think is the difference. You know what I mean? Like they were all producers who you knew he was already cool with, and they were all producers who he probably did have that type of revision energy with, where it's like, yo, this is where it's at on the project. This is what's going down with this part on it. This is who I'm having on it. X, Y, and Z. And I think what I think part of that for the Griselda guys is that they also fucking work so fast. So it's like if Conway's like, yeah, I'm gonna take that beat, he probably hasn't released in like a month.
Well, they have like this sound that they've captured though, that I think that 10 producers or not, you're gonna have Benny or Conway be like, yeah, this is how I want this shit to sound. You feel me?
It's like if you're gonna use more than one producer, make sure that they're very, very finely curated.
Yeah. They don't have a problem with that though, because they've worked with so many people. I feel
That's
like,
true.
I mean, they have such a catalog. So even if it's a mixed bag, we also have a sense of familiarity with it because we've already heard them work together.
Yeah, they've like cooked with those people before.
It's not like fresh out the pot.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
first
And so like you just said, like perfect example. Like Benny came back with this project, and he did this one with Harry Fraud. But then like look at the list of other people that he loves working with, like Harry Fraud, Derringer, Alchemist, like
Hit Boy.
all these people. Like Hit Boy is out of that
one
box
was,
a
like,
little
out
bit,
of the box,
but all
yeah.
the other ones like are doing Grammy boom bap. So it's like, is it that crazy to mix up your tracks? But I do love the energy that he came with what you said though. And I think that's what makes it all the Griselda boys like that next level of special artists, is the fact that they care and that they have the ability to not degrade themselves, but to think that there's even a moment that they're not stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
You know, being like, oh yeah, like I want to do these artist and producer stuff because when I be doing these one-offs, like it's not as up to snuff or whatever. Like that's great to hear that from him.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I'm here for it. Before we break down that project, also, you were talking about another upcoming project with Benny and Freddie and Alchemist. Like, talk about familiarity, man. Like,
I better get a Grammy.
that better
Album of
get
the
a
year.
fucking
Album of the
Grammy.
year, probably. I'm calling it.
I mean,
Calling it.
Alfredo was album of the year, low key,
Yeah, well,
and it didn't get a Grammy, but that's because Nas is 20 years in and deserved one.
This might be his last time.
Exactly, it might be his last nomination, so I'm like really not.
I'm
mad.
not hating on that at all.
That's what I mean. It's like I'm not really mad. What's crazy though is that just like this episode where we're talking about producer and rapper albums, like man, it was cool that the two winners that were the two options that were gonna be winners were old school albums like that, because it was Nas and Hit Boy and then Alchemist
Did
Freddie.
you see Sean like tell Hit Boy that Big Sean was the one who announced to Hit Boy that he got a Grammy?
Mm-mm.
It's a moment.
There's a
They
video.
video. Yeah.
Oh,
Big Sean's
that's
like,
dope.
he's like, yo, we got it. And he's like, oh,
Like,
you
what
want a
mean?
Grammy?
Oh, we got the
Like,
Grammy?
Grammy. He's like, oh shit. It's weird because like when you get your first one, I guess it's just a feeling of validation, right?
I think that's what it's
work.
become, because like it's funny in the rap world they are like, oh, the Grammys don't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad if I get one. That's the
always-
energy, bro. It's
that's
like
what I'm
that's the
saying.
energy. It's like, but I ain't
It
mad.
has to be that way, though.
It's like being in the NBA All-Star game and like getting MVP. It's like, I mean, it's not a ship, but it is saying that I played tighter than all the best players in the league
Yeah.
today.
I busted my ass.
I busted
off.
my ass off today.
Yo,
like
damn.
Giannis is so low key when he gets it. He's like putting his like warm up shirt back on, and they're like, "Hey, Giannis, it's you." He's
just
like,
a
"It's
real
me."
hooper.
He's like, "It's me,"
And he goes up and he's like, oh, it's kind of heavy. Like,
Yeah, I suppose you don't want to get posterized. Giannis was fucking like what was it, like 15 for 16,
he was 16 for 16.
16 for 16, and that's why he got it. I bet you he missed a few of those shots. Dame and Steph, one of those would have got it.
Bro, 100% though.
Dame went ham at the end. He scored the last like 9 points, just half court ender, game winner. Like, come on, you're not gonna. Sorry, I'm being a fanboy, but like, you're not gonna give this man.
You got the Blazers.
You're not gonna give this man the
Blazers
MVP after hitting him from half court to end the game.
Giannis though.
Did we win today? What's up?
Yeah, we won.
Oh, word.
Giannis though.
Yeah,
It's just really cool to see real hip hop though on those lists too in the Grammys.
Yeah, I mean,
But who's really
I want to say
listening?
real enough is what I'll say. Yeah, it's
Real
like
enough,
real
yeah.
enough. They're including enough.
How much of the committee is really listening? That's one
That's
thing.
what I.
obviously.
Yeah,
But, like, who
exactly. How
picks
much of
that
the
shit
committee? Yeah,
anyway?
it's a Grammy committee.
Yeah, I know. But
And
like,
and
who-
what's crazy is that actually
There's some
the committee is not as hard as you think to get in. Like you have to just be you have to be a professional artist, and there are some qualifications to apply. But like I know this bass artist who like applied to be on the Grammy committee, and like she got in. She's just like this random bass girl from fucking Seattle.
That's sick.
Yeah,
yeah, that's pretty.
and it is sick. But she's got like 2,000 followers and is in like a little band.
it's like, who-
And that's no diss to what she does. But like, I think the
are
bigger
you-
issue is that people who are eligible to get on the board don't care to be on the board. So it's still all these old fucks who like
Yeah. But
Those
it
be like,
must
oh,
be
yeah,
nice
they're
though.
cool.
Like they don't have their hat in the game. You know what
exactly their skin's not in the game. So like,
might
but
be
in
a
that
little
sense,
better.
why do we even care? But back to the music, man. I want to talk about that Benny album first, if that's okay
Sure.
with you guys.
I mean? Yeah.
I just love like producers getting like back in the day just getting their credit now.
I love them
Just
getting
on
their
it
credit now.
like that.
Yeah. Like I love that it doesn't just say Benny the Butcher.
And Harry Fraud.
It
yeah.
says Benny the Butcher and Harry Fraud. And like, it's funny that you say that because I was on Genius this week, just like reading the lyrics of the Kota, and someone legit was mad in the comment section on Genius and was like, "What the fuck, guys? I've been trying to edit this for everybody, and it's not under the Kota the friend. It's under Kota and Static. Why does Static get this credit?" And I was like, "What?"
He produced the whole
He
album,
produced the
maybe?
entire album, bro. He's on the cover. Like,
Yeah, serving
and
up.
that's a perfect example of producers not getting the respect that they deserve. You're like, oh, I love seeing them get their
It's
bread
dope.
and get that respect and that love, and they get their name on there on the project. You know, Benny the Butcher and Harry Fraud, Guapdad and Illmind, fucking Kota and Static, and then on the opposite end, we've got that fuck on the fucking website who's like, why are they crediting Static? Like, what?
What do you mean?
You don't even know what this hip hop shit is about. Like that's that shit where it's like, bro, fuck anything that you got credits on. Take your name off of everything you've ever done in your life then. I'm just kidding. But if you're gonna hate on that level where you're like, oh, I don't care about who the producer is, and it's like, yeah, take your name off of every group project you've ever done, because you don't matter either, motherfucker.
Yeah, quit annotating
Quit
for Genius.
Quit
too,
annotating
man.
the Genius then, bitch.
Delete your genius.com profile.
I don't care how many songs you've done.
I'm gonna hack you. No.
take that shit off.
I don't give a
Take that
shit.
shit off right.
Cancel that man.
Oh my god. But yo, the plugs I met too, man. I fucking
Can we just talk about that cover art real quick?
hard,
It's so dope.
bro. And then it
It's
goes
like-
straight into when Tony met Sosa. And I was like, damn,
Bars.
Like,
That's
y'all
probably
really
one of his-
went there,
He spit on that track too.
bro. I know.
The only reason I didn't like that is because it's his first track. I don't know. I have something against the intro being my favorite song, which is like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
put
Put it on
something-
there,
it's something
but
with me.
It went in.
Yeah.
but he went. That was like one of the hardest bar for bar if you read it.
Man,
on
I
Genius.
remember I was 19. I had work the next morning, and I was like trying to go to sleep. It was like 2 in the morning. I just had trouble falling asleep, and my wife was watching TV, and Scarface came on. It's like shit, and like I'm sitting there trying to fall asleep. I keep like mouthing every word to the movie, and I'm like, damn it, this is so good. I end up staying up, and I'm just like, this is so good. But that scene
I want
is
to watch
just like,
Scarface.
I love it. I hate that I keep going back to it, but I love the reference of when Tony met Sosa because of the importance of Tony Montana being nothing if he never met Sosa.
it wasn't nothing.
Not nothing, but that was like a propelling moment
Well, when he said
in his life.
yeah.
It was a propelling moment in his life. And what I mean by that is I feel like the name and the cover obviously embodies how Benny feels about
Harry.
It's the
Like,
plug
he's-
I met.
That's what I mean, and that's so dope. That's such dope gratitude
Yeah.
to give to your producer to be like, nah, man, you
Yeah,
the plug,
yeah.
like you the fucking, you're Sosa.
Yeah.
Like, I'm Tony, you're Sosa, and that's so fucking dope.
I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, that's hard as fuck, bro.
That's
And
hard.
and when he starts the song up and he's like, my shit A1, nigga be like, yo, hey yo, this you saved this rap shit. He's like, nah, this rap shit saved me. I fuck with that, bro. And like, out of all three of them, I don't think people sense it because they're all so gruff voiced New York. Benny is so far the most humble out of the three of them.
We got shot.
But not before that even.
I'm playing.
Before that,
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Benny,
He always has,
you know,
yeah.
exactly. Back to the bars where he's
He
like,
knows he has it.
like money don't make you more solid. It just makes you 10 times the person you were before you got it.
Yeah.
Like it's those type of bars where I'm like, bro, y'all,
Which is weird in coke rap.
I know, right? Dropping
Yeah.
bars like life bars.
In coke rap,
Like-
yeah, I get it. And I don't want to put it in a box like that, but then he even admits that he's in that field. You know what I mean? Like that's his lane.
Bro, but he barred
Yeah.
out so hard, just like you said. We said, yeah, my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. You were talking about the coke raps.
Yeah, coke raps, and then even in that scene when he's just like, "Don't you ever fuck me, Tony,"
Yeah.
Don't you ever fuck with me, Tony.
and he's like, two things in this world, just my balls and my word, and I break them for no
barely
one.
remember that movie. I probably
So good.
might as well have said I'd not seen that movie.
should watch it.
because
Bro.
I was so young when I saw it.
Even when they're dancing in the club.
Hey, and shout out to the homie though, just like you said, bro. Coke rap is real. The homie in the chat, man. I see you, Key. He just said no coke rap. This real lyrics. It's so true. That's what's crazy. No one has ever, and even though he's quite a few projects in. I love Pusha, but I'll give people that fair criticism when people are like, oh, all Pusha talks about is coke. Benny is that evolution, where it's like with Pusha, you feel like he just keeps talking about coke. So if you can't relate, you don't relate.
he pushes
And-
that much. What bar does Benny say?
Where he says that Push the only one who pushes more.
Yes, that's so hard.
And push a ton of that shit that make your nose run. I remember.
But I love that Benny is more so talking about it like this is my truth. This is where I'm from, and you can't know me without knowing this.
Yeah.
Versus with Push, it feels like I don't know anything else. But with Benny, I feel like I know so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and the level of writing that he had, though, like you said, Nick, like he just went off, especially for an intro. He's like, when niggas
for
say
an
they
intro?
need less trappers and more poets, I kept talking to hustlers that's more heroic. It's the difference when you rise out of ghetto, come back and grow it. The game broke my heart in 3 places. I never show it. Like, he just goes in, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he really does on this song.
What does he say? He says, "Close my eyes and a voice in my eardrum tell me before the feds come to turn these bread crumbs into hedge funds."
Hedge funds.
Like he's a fool, bro. His flow, I noticed it's choppier this time though.
I laughed at this whole shit how I captured it so quick. Yeah, I ran the field with the passion of Will Vic, and I'm just like, man, he went in, and that was a
In this song,
fucking
yeah,
like,
in this
and I get
intro.
it. Like you don't. There's something weird about saying the first song or the hit on the album
Right.
is your favorite song, but sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is.
I was literally when we were talking about what song review I wanted to do off of the Guapdad thing. We'll get to that in a second, but I was like, yo, I think I want to do Stoop Kid, but this is gonna be way.
Like the last song.
Yeah, I was like, but fuck. I was like, but Chicken Adobo was the hit. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Well, like
everyone
one of
loves
the
it.
albums we're talking about, Coda's like the first song's
Is
one of the best
so
ones too.
good.
Yeah.
Wolves?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna talk
get
about
to
that.
in a
Okay.
little bit, but
But-
yeah, it's kind of contradicting what I said here
Yeah.
earlier. But shit,
Bro.
Overall, it's pretty good too. We get to the next one.
yeah. I mean, overall, so we can talk about his features now because he brings Chinks.
I know. Rest in
His
peace.
Chinks verse. Like,
What the fuck, bro?
How do you get that?
Where did that come from?
That's what I'm saying. He's
when
in
you
the
get
game,
to that
bro.
level, when you get to that level,
level.
you getting some.
So when we're
That's
talking
so
about getting to
fire.
that level, I want to ask you guys a quick question. Because we know Griselda might be able to get there. Actually, I don't know. If they got to Jay-Z talking wealth here, how did you guys feel about that? Because they're Coke Boy rappers, and that's kind of how Jay kind of came up. Like,
Jay was more what?
but I don't know. It's different though.
There's Coke Boy. Okay, as much as I like
I don't
Jay,
think they all. I don't like calling it Coke
Coke
Boy,
not like
rappers.
Coke
That's
Boy
fucking
rap.
French Montana. So I know what you mean though. It's like street field.
Like slang-
Like they're
like
really
straight slanging. But they're
It's
in
like
it. They're like they're
the
in
second
it, though.
generation. It's like a second coming of reality coming back to the mainstream, and like that's like back with like like Big L and fucking Jay when he first came out, and like, you know, back when Wu came out, all that, like, how can I put it? The seller, not doer age. Back before, because now rap is all about doing having the Zans and fucking partying and the lean and shit. Back when it wasn't cool to do drugs, like the drug dealer era. Yeah,
like I'm slanging the Zan.
The slang era, that drug dealers anonymous shit.
Yeah.
I feel like there is this realness to their core group, and there is a dope energy, and they have guidance. Is something that Jay didn't have back then because the game didn't have structure. So they have all this structure
I
now.
like that answer. That's true.
I think with this structure, it provides them so many more building blocks.
They'd probably give back like.
So they'll become.
Like
I don't think they'll ever be
they'd
billionaires, but I think that stems from a connectivity thing too. Because Jay, best believe, he left the hood a while ago.
Yeah, and he was very marketable.
He's very marketable. They're not marketable on that level, and what I mean by that is like.
And Jay had
they're incredible fucking artists. But I mean, someone like my girlfriend, she ain't bumping Griselda.
Yeah.
But Jay had songs girls were bumping.
I think what
And shit like that.
to add on to your question, I don't think they start rapping conscious though.
Oh, never.
In a sense, no. And what I mean by conscious is I like.
We're not gonna get a 444. We're not gonna get a 444 from them ever.
That's kind of what I was like.
Yeah.
But we don't need a 444 ever. Like we're gonna get.
I didn't need 444.
I see them more so hitting the road that Nas took.
Yeah.
Where like they're gonna be more than wealthy by the end of it all. More than solidified. They all already have their own record labels. One with BSF, Westside has Griselda, and now
Benny's on the Rock?
No, BSF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then Conway just started drum work.
Yeah, they're
really laying down the pieces to stay here forever. Yeah, 10 years from now, they will be a household name in rap. But in that same way where I think you put it best, man, they just don't have a certain level of marketability the same way that we're seeing Freddie Gibbs blow up right now.
It's almost time for them.
It's time for them. They're going to get the same thing. They're going to get the same treatment, especially because they're all friends. Yeah. They're going to blow up on that level where it doesn't matter how far from today we go. It could be 20 years from now, and they can be legends. There will always be people who don't know who Griselda is.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, and it's just like, I don't know, even being on the West Coast, there's a bunch of Bay Area people that people don't.
Oh,
realize.
that's so perfect. That's a perfect example, bro. Yeah. New York niggas ain't bumping Larry June.
Yep.
They're not. Some of them never even heard his name, but he's a legend over here.
He's fucking nice.
Yeah, he's nice with it.
Yeah, and he should be heard. And he should be heard.
He should be heard.
Even Dom. Like, I guarantee. And I heard Dom's coming out with Westside. Nah. Cross my fingers.
From Westside with Love 3?
Yeah, this is perfect timing.
That's a lie.
If we hit that if that comes out this summer and it hits.
Oh, this summer is gonna be the greatest. if everyone gets vaccinated and that shit work type shit.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, we out.
Telling you, I'm looking for that.
Everyone. I mean, we have to look forward to something, bro.
Yeah.
Think about how life was right before COVID, bro. Literally, I was thinking about that the other day. You wake up, like you're not thinking about that. What do we have? We had Ebola, like that crazy, crazy shit.
There's
Did you hear about that Ebola cases in Oregon too?
But it's
like
very much less transferable than
COVID. Yeah, you really
back to
blood transfusion.
That overall track though, bro. That's my
what
favorite beat.
Lace the Chinks verse on there.
Bro, that's my favorite fucking beat though on this whole album.
On the whole album?
Yeah, this beat is so crazy. Harry Fraud went stupid on this. Just the sample chops and like the bridge when it's like that shit, bro. Like I don't know. This is one of those tracks that really did just make me fucking smile because it's like, man, this is about as real golden era as it gets.
I love his flow in the beginning. I don't showboat. You know though, me and Bono minus Gina, we like Tony and Manolo. You don't show the photo.
Yeah, what does he say? The same reason Bobby went solo. This text shooting slow-mo. I'm tipsy riding shotgun in the Volvo. My shit punched like Miguel Cotto. Bro, when I heard the Miguel Cotto line, I was like, bro,
What?
You gotta keep going with that though.
I know, bro.
Went from whipping soft O's to late night
Talk shows.
Y'all getting frail, getting
Mailing Dior robes. He's a fool.
Lord knows my ear, neck, and my wrist all froze.
I fucking love.
But then he always has to do it with some real life bars, bro. Pyrex glasses was my major. It's hard to tell a butterfly from caterpillar stages.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
True. Like, he always laces
He drops
some,
that
like,
ball. He drops those gems.
Yes.
Enough gems.
That's the
Those
difference
gem
between
bars.
him and like Push.
Yeah.
And that's no disrespect. Like, I
I'm
can't.
so bossy, bitch, get off of me.
Like, exactly, bro. Like, he ain't saying shit like that.
I feel out of everyone in Griselda, though, he's the one that does this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
just
drops
drops the gems.
real fucking gems,
Humble
bro.
gems.
Humble gems.
Which
That's
is
the best
nice
way to
because
put
they're
it.
not exactly the same. Like, you know what I mean? With Conway, he's grimy.
He's more
fuck.
grimy.
Bro, the Chinks chorus is so
I
hard,
would
though.
be-
I'm creeping in that lack real slow. Keep a chopper for that riff. I let it go. Again.
That shit is hard, though.
Find him in the back, brim low. I ain't with that cuff and that trick. I let her go.
I let her go.
You know?
You know?
What does he say? He said, the way I blew up the weight, niggas thought I had a cape. Mr. Extra 12 grams on every 28. I'm the hood Bill Gates, the black soprano with state. Been doing numbers at the gate. I've been tripling as of late. Oh my God. Oh, bro. Yo, so homie in the chat said, y'all don't fuck with Survivor's Remorse. Bro,
What?
I fuck
We
with the
getting
whole
to
I
that,
fuck with the
boy. We
whole
getting
I
to
fuck with the
that.
whole album. Sorry, we're going
Real
track by
slow.
track right now. But
Track two.
we'll talk.
All right.
We can go straight to Survivor's Remorse, man. We'll talk. We can talk about it after.
A lot, though, but
No, we'll go backwards, bro. I love Survivor's
Survivor's
Remorse, and I also love the tie-in to the track list, like to the whole theme of when Tony met Sosa and to Thanksgiving, because like Survivor's Remorse is like, yo, man, I'm grateful to be alive.
But why am I the one
But
alive?
why am I the one alive? And then Thanksgiving is like him being like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm alive.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, fuck it.
I'm grateful.
Fuck y'all.
Yeah, I
Like,
gotta be grateful.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is the bar. This one has the like one of my favorite bars from the whole album too. You know my pot game is textbook. Who's so more dope than us except Push?
Yep.
Like that shit is so hard.
He-
He calls out the
Survivor's Remorse is a crazy ass like
proof is in how my
psychology behind it. I forgot what video I was watching, but somebody that like lived on like a sunken ship like ended up like surviving while the rest of the crew died, and he like would just have night terrors, and like the therapist like data behind it all. It's just fucked
Dang,
up.
that's crazy. I mean, that's like war. It's like being the only person to survive your platoon.
yeah.
Being like, bro, I had.
Or like a
those are my
car accident.
boys.
Like,
Yeah.
can you imagine if like all like knock on wood, but you're all on like a car with like your homies, all of them. It's just like, oh,
Well, I think it really sets in when
It's
you're
hereditary.
when you're the key. When you're the key of the
Oh,
issue.
that's yeah, bro.
hereditary.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. When you're the key of the issue, when you're the driver and you survive, or something, or like you're the one piloting the
Well,
situation.
in high school, I was driving two homies and I was faded, bro. Like, knock on. Well, like, good thing nothing happened,
yeah,
but I
man.
crashed. I totaled the whip, bro, and like I had the two homies in the whip, bro.
Yeah,
It's just like this bar in Survivor's Remorse. This is supposed to be success, living if you were living.
yeah,
If you were alive, so why the fuck I feel stressed out and guilty?
yeah, because that's a win, right? That you get to have a chance to survive from your mistake. I think about that all the time.
I
Like,
would never see it that way though.
when I
If it
did all
happened
this
that way.
drunk, when I
Well,
did all
what-
that drunk driving. when
what I
was
love
younger,
about
Yeah,
it too is
happy
that Benny has
Same,
lived
bro.
the
Don't-
experiences
don't
though,
drink and drive. It's
and
not
he's
worth
lived
it.
he's lived so close to the line. Like Benny, you know, he's been in and out a couple times.
Yeah.
You know, so like, and he also talked about that's how he met like one of Jay's boys was actually in prison, and that led to like the Rock Nation connection, like all this crazy shit, and like his point of view on that is so wise, like where he's like I don't regret ever going. Every time I got locked up, I felt like I needed to go. Like that's the realest shit that someone could say, because it's just true. That's just maturity.
Yeah.
That's just growth. That's wanting to grow
Yeah.
too, and I fuck with that the most. I think
making
that
the best out of your situation. 'cause there's a lot of people.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Bro, and then moving backwards though, you know, straight from Survivor's Remorse, going back to the 2 Chainz track, man. This is actually the only track. This is my least favorite track, probably actually. on
Plug
here.
Talk?
Plug Talk. Probably my
Man,
least
I
favorite track.
really think that 2 Chainz didn't go in here.
He didn't, but in general though,
He just took the L in the hoop, bro. What
yeah,
you
he ain't
supposed
in a good mood, bro. He's like, I ain't in a
He was
mood.
supposed to rap his ass off too, bro. Come on, he's tired, bro.
Man.
Nah, I don't know. I I agree with you guys. He didn't.
I think he went off.
You think he went off?
I think he went off.
The part where he said, he's only care for myself. I tell you happy birthday on the wrong day.
Like
Yeah,
just the
on
off.
wrong day, turkey bags.
One thing I haven't heard in a minute
My
is
girl was an FN.
what is it? Metaphors that are not what you would first come to mind. Like plug talk, like a Tesla.
Yeah.
When it's like, oh wait, yeah, Teslas do plug in. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
weird,
yeah.
Just shit like that. It's like ball hard, Uncle Fester, and just when he said getting cheese like Colgate,
smiling.
and you know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah,
just stuff
okay,
shit
that's
like
a
that.
bar.
And I was like, he's
I
gonna
can
go
make
in
the
there.
fork
Only
rotate.
he could do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know any other rapper that could rap that. And I'd
That's
be like,
true.
That's dope.
That's true. There's an energy about it. That's something I appreciate about Chains is that even if I don't dislike the verse, I never hate it. I'm always like, that was a really 2 Chains ass verse.
Pringle when I'm in my baggage. It's just like, oh, okay, Santa.
Slide on him like
Yeah.
home plate.
Yeah, it's just random ass things, right?
I mean, it was bars. It was
'Cause
bars.
For the verse he has, you wouldn't think that it would make you think, but it makes you think just enough.
Chains is the modern Ludacris in my eyes, where like it's not because they're the same, but like they rap with such a unique style. You're never mistaken on who it is, and deep down they are barring out, no matter how silly the verse is.
It's true.
But I mean, how funny is it to tag the word silly on a rap verse, though? I've never called a rapper silly except for fucking
I don't know,
Ludacris or 2 Chainz.
I'm kind of seeing him in almost in like the section where Bronson is going. He's just kind of doing his own shit now.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he's got the most expensive shit. Like, have you seen that?
Yeah, I love that. If you don't really like it, we can talk about the next one. I don't have much to say other than I liked it. I liked it.
Live by it is my shit, bro.
Live by It's one of my favorite. I think that might be my favorite one besides the
That,
next
no,
one.
I actually think Live by it is it's not my favorite beat because
Live by It's
overall is my favorite beat.
Had my favorite bar on there.
But Live by it is for sure my favorite fucking writing. What does it say? The part where he says, bro, everything is so hard. He said, this heat clapping makes street savages peace advocates. I'm on the West Coast with a bitch that's East African. I used to take a 9 out of brick and repackage it. OGs put us on and we cherished it. Now I want my young niggas shooters like Pete Maravich. Bro, like when I heard that was so hard. But the next bar is maybe my favorite out of the whole project, and it's so simple, but it's just it's that wisdom and like humble connection to reality that makes his music my favorite at Griselda. But when he says, you shot up a crowd and thought you was gangster, but hit a kid because killers don't go to shooting ranges. You know my neighborhood was super dangerous. A record deal would get you lit, but a robbery make you super famous.
Yeah.
Like,
my favorite shit on there was if it's work in the house, it belongs to the trapper, and gun on tour buses always belong to the rapper. I was like, right the fuck on, Benny. That's all I need to hear.
it's true.
And you're solid as fuck with
Yeah,
me.
we know tales. We know things.
That's fuck. He's solid as fuck for that.
Solid as
And
fuck for that.
no one ever fucking talks about people.
He is OG though, bro.
He is OG,
Yeah.
man. That's
People forget they're OGs, bro.
Yeah.
These new ninjas just stop and pull it, trading his innocence for a box of bullets. Yeah, everything he says on this track. Actually, this is my favorite one.
Yeah.
This
Or
is my
it's just
favorite
like,
track.
I have to say that.
My favorite feature is coming up next for sure. But
When Tony Metz was still my favorite. I'll just put it out there. That
really,
is- yeah.
first one.
you talking about the Fat Joe feature?
Really, bro? Yeah, Fat Joe.
I
Talking
like
back.
Fat Joe.
Actually, I didn't like the feature that much.
That feature was hard.
I
Just
like-
because it was Fat Joe, though.
Oh no, not even that,
We're
bro.
talking
Joe
about
can spit, bro.
bars?
Joe's from Digging in the Crates era. He
He
was.
But this was. I mean,
His
this was
master- his
not a
sensei was
bad
Big
verse.
Pun.
I feel like he didn't want to.
It wasn't a
go
bad
crazy.
verse. It just I don't know. I'll tell you, he lost me when he hit it with the hard R, bro. It's like, chill with all that negative energy, cause I'll turn a negative into an enemy. And like, hey man,
To a
I'm
memory.
black. I don't got an issue saying nigga, but I ain't out here hard R'ing it, bro. And he hit it.
I actually
Yeah,
didn't
don't-
hear it.
He
I
hit
didn't
it
hear it.
hard. He's like,
I didn't hear it.
I'll turn a negative nigger into an inner. I'm like, oh, you fucking, that's a GERR.
Yo, on a side note, any rapper that was on Def Jam Vendetta is just different to me.
Just different.
Yo.
He was on a video game.
If you don't think Fat Joe and immediately hear like Dun, 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 dun,
And
that
him
cube match,
fucking just-
the cage match in Def Jam, bro, and he fucks you up. He's talked about that bit. He
but
like
he
he
cannot
only
move
agreed
that
to be in that
fast.
game if he was really hard to beat.
Yeah, he was.
He said, "I'm only gonna be in it if I'm hella hard to
He was
beat."
beating your ass too, bro.
Bro, he was so hard. But then the second time you fight him, you whoop his ass in the parking garage.
You have to though.
Yeah, because he disses your girl.
Yeah. And you had to pick your
Damn
girl.
Jam.
I fucking love that game.
I
Yo, that would get-
And if you lose that fight, your girl gets her ass whooped.
Yeah.
swear.
Yeah.
By a dude?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Girl.
By the girl fighters.
Well, which is-
Trina.
Yeah. Which is fucking
Wait,
wild.
you have
That
to
game
fight
would
with
never
do
come
you have
out.
to fight being your girl?
No, she just gets her ass whooped. Like
so fucked
that game would never come out today.
Not at
No,
all,
so
bro.
many games wouldn't. Which is why we love video
I'm
games
happy.
back
Yeah,
then.
where I was born. I think I was born at the right time.
I wish I was a little bit older, but actually no, I don't because
I mean, I was able to have
we were in
life without the internet,
Mm-hmm.
where the bikes, where the bikes are, the Game Boys, you had link cables.
just drop like
Pre-
I
internet.
just bought a new bike.
drawing
Yeah.
with rocks
Just-
on cement.
Yeah, dropping rocks on cement, like just hooping. You know what I mean?
Yo, drawing with on cement with rocks.
On cinder block. It was
Yeah.
cinder
The
blocks
red rocks.
with the red
Oh,
rocks.
the
just
red
like
rocks.
red.
Yeah.
Just
Bro,
drawing.
rollerblading. Oh my gosh, that was my shit. But yeah, sorry I'm on the side note. But yeah, that's why I look at Fat Joe.
Nostalgia.
Every time I hear Fat Joe verse, I'm just like,
Def Jam.
Def Jam.
It does take me back. Every time I hear a Fat Joe verse, I think of my fofo, the diss against fucking
Oh,
50 Cent.
50 Cent.
Yeah.
No one was going at 50. Well, it's weird because after the game started going at 50, everyone's like, yeah, I'm gonna go at 52. It's like, nah, man.
Joe, that's the thing though. People don't give Fat Joe credit for the fact that he went at 50 and it didn't
And got
cost him
away
his
with
career.
it. Yeah.
Like, because 50 didn't come up with a big enough diss
And it is
to ruin him though,
yeah,
either.
Piggy bank. Yeah, that's only diss.
Yeah.
It's weird too because Fat Joe, like hearing this verse from Joe, I liked it. Like, no mask, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, are you talking about you don't wear a mask if you don't believe in the virus, or you really, you know what I mean?
Poor timing on that Wuhan line though.
Yeah. Either way.
Poor timing on that Wuhan line, bro.
Yeah.
Wuhan virus.
I know. I'm like, bro.
Wu-Tang Siren.
Shit, dog. You clearly are not seeing the hashtags right now. Hey.
Yeah.
True.
And he
True.
ended up.
API, bro. Come on, man.
I know but I think of him talking kicks.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, man, you were just talking shoes all the time now, like, which is dope to me because I love fucking talking about shoes. But it's like, now I hear this verse, I can't tie it to you. It's weird, right? Like you just.
It sounds like a young man's verse.
Yes, it does.
And I'm like, bro, you like 50. Like,
He do be sounding hella young.
I'm like, didn't I just see
Alright,
you?
fine.
Didn't I just see you like on
I
a
hate
yacht?
that
with-
No, I don't know. I like
hate
it.
it.
I'm not. I'm not trying to talk you out of
that joke.
liking
We're
it.
gonna convince you to hate this
I
verse.
never did
No,
that.
I'm just
No, I
kidding. I'm
never
just-
did that.
I'm just
I like
kidding.
it.
I
But
will
it's just
never
odd.
be swayed by
Yeah.
such foolish opinions.
Yeah, my foolish opinion. Don't let my opinion sway you one way or the other.
You know what? I actually forgot about French Montana's.
the verse on it. No one's gonna talk about French. He kind of went in. I mean, but it's kind of his lane, right?
That's the song that I actually was gonna say could have been taken off.
Yeah, but it was his lane, right?
I think they could have took that whole song off, because once the Benny verse ends, I'm pretty much checked out. Like, I don't give a fuck about it. Like, and don't get me wrong, and sometimes I think this comes off as like a disrespect to their like legacy. Like, no, I'm not saying fuck old Dipset, but I'm saying like, bro, I got no interest in hearing 2021 Jim Jones. I'm so sorry.
What? You don't like that?
I have no fucking interest, bro. I had no interest in hearing 2015 Jim Jones when he was on his vampire life.
No, he was killing. He killed this verse. You didn't like that? You didn't like the Jim Vos? Yeah, that's
No,
so
I
So
am-
you didn't like the features on this album?
No,
Sounds like it.
no, I didn't like the features on this album. I liked all the Benny and the Harry. I did not like the features. I did not. I've never really been a French Montana fan. He does the thing though. He's got his own core culture, core fucking group and everything. And so the homie in here says that he's spitting bars. That's the thing. I will never say that French doesn't spit. Cause he's just his own lane. It's like when Wiz Khalifa came out, and French definitely spits harder than Wiz, but Wiz was just like such a lifestyle.
you know. So I never like was bumping all the Wiz in the world. And same with French. It's just like such a lifestyle style. He's just such a lifestyle rapper. Where it's like, man,
I was wearing camo shorts.
I know you were a camo short snapback homie.
Converse.
Everyone was wearing.
Oh, okay. Homie's talking about Jim Jones. Jim Jones, dude. I mean,
Bro,
overall, when someone says Jim Jones, does he spit? Yes or no? My answer is yes. But all the Dipset members have insanely long catalogs, and like post 2015, just like that Vamp Life shit, it just came off like kind of gimmicky to me. And and what I mean by that is like, it felt like everybody was going for like a conglomerate back in the day. Like Mac Miller was like, oh, most dope crew. And then there was Jet Life. And then there was Taylor Gang. And then it was fucking Vampire.
Vamp
fucking
Life.
Vamp Life.
Vamp Life.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I don't even remember that.
It was Jim Jones shit.
I don't really remember that.
And I think that was the main thing that turned me away. It was just like, it's just gimmicky, bro. Like, you fucking 45.
Yo,
like,
you didn't see that thing where Dipset did that thing for the Knicks?
I loved
It was like a
Dip
kiss.
when. Oh yeah, I did see that, bro.
They went
Dipset,
in.
though, not Jim Jones on his own. I love Dipset. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
Jules, bro.
Jules Santana, one of my favorite rappers of all time.
So hard.
Like,
It's
so happy
so
they
icy, bro.
stole Oh Boy from Jay-Z.
Santana.
They're
Probably
just
one
like,
of my
yo, this is
favorite
supposed to
rapper
be.
names too. I don't know, just that name, Jules Santana. I don't know, it's just hard.
What is that one word that we used to always joke about?
Because Khmer, Cambodian, I means shit. It means poop.
Santana.
So Jules would be like, it would be like shit.
That's fucked up. Overall, though, man, I don't want to take too long on this project. Most people heard Thanksgiving, and that came out before the album. That was
the single
fucking
before
fire song, dude. I literally listened to it too many times before the album dropped, so I
You got you hyped for the album.
stopped listening to it by the time the album came around because I was like, oh,
Don't want to
heard this too many fucking times.
Album when it actually does come out.
yeah. I want to give this a rating real quick though, so we can move on to the next one. Honestly, man,
For sure.
it's a solid 4 to me. Like, it's solid as fuck.
I'm gonna give it the same.
Yeah.
4.25 actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Key said, y'all must be 21. Nah, man. We're 30, 28, and 25. We're just West Coast, so Jim Jones doesn't ring to us as dearly. I know you fuck with Jones.
I fuck with Jim Jones.
I know you'll fuck with Jones. I'm just saying I haven't fucked with him. I grew up off Dipset.
I'm the 25er.
I grew up off Dipset. Like, literally, Dipset is my dad's favorite
Jim
group.
Jones.
My dad's favorite 2 groups are EPMD and Dipset.
I fuck with
Damn,
Pop
oh,
Champagne.
Damn sure doesn't stem from being young, and East Coast music is my favorite music. Just Jim Jones, just since 2015, just been boring. To me.
Yeah.
To me.
And that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, that's all right.
You can love Jim. Jeff. No, I'm just kidding.
It's all right.
Which leads to actually, that's funny, a funny
Ron Browse. That's
kind
the guy's
of
name.
mixed response. And I think this is actually pretty common. Jim Jones is someone who I think kind of gains a pretty common mixed response.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think on the East Coast, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, anyone from Dipset, certified legend. And then a lot of West Coast people actually, I feel like, don't really rock with Dipset at all. Not just Jim Jones, just Dipset as a whole. And I think that's also kind of because of the map. Like, there's too many rap artists for everyone to love every rap artist. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because that reminds me of the next project, Kota the Friend. People say the same thing about him. So I don't even think it has to do with anyone being young or old. I think it just has to do with
Geography.
geography. And then also...
But true hip hop heads know who they are, though.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
they know their
not just
credit.
not just that though. Not just knowing who they are and giving them the credit, because I'm absolutely giving credit, but it comes down to just relatability, I think too. Because someone recently, who was it recently? June, the homie June Gissel, he doesn't like Kota like at all, and June makes great music. He's also, I believe, 30. But he just said like it just.
Did you say it's boring?
It's just boring to him.
I feel like, yeah. I mean, we'll talk about it here in a little bit. But
That's like totally.
I feel that vibe.
I feel like that's totally valid. You know what I mean? Especially for someone like Kota, because it's just so calm.
Well, I don't know, not on this stuff. But to ride off on what you're kind of getting at, I think it's more so timing. Like because I that's why I think he brings up age. Like, yo, it's be 21 and stuff like that. It's like, well, yeah, maybe like if when you stuff you bumped when you were younger and you were starting to grow into your, you know, gather your taste, you're always gonna have nostalgia feeling about certain fucking songs that like I have no nostalgia songs I should be, you know what I mean? Like fucking Laffy Taffy, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm in love with the stripper. There's certain songs there that like for some reason like I don't see anyone new that's gonna like that as much as I liked it, or Nuck If You Buck, just random ass shit like that like I grew up with.
I mean, even Ballin', we fly high.
Yeah,
it was funny when that song came out because I already liked Jim Jones and Dipset. So when that song came out, I actually hated it.
I was in elementary school.
You're so tired
but everyone
of it,
else loved it because it was their introduction.
Was it like
and
this?
it became
no,
it was the fucking.
I'll watch.
You gotta hold your shot up, man.
But every high school basketball team played a fucking remix.
Yeah, it's but no, I trust me, I give him his roses. But I can see why other people don't. It's just like same people that tell me Wayne's whack, and I'm just like, oh, you. In my head, I'm just like, you must have started listening after the Carter 3. Or
okay, so I think that's the best way that I
timing.
could really compare it is like that's such a great comparison, bro. It's like, dude,
that's why I get you, that's how he feels.
Post Carter 3, you could easily, if like you never heard a project past or before that, I wouldn't be mad if you were like, yeah, I think Wayne's lame.
I'd be like,
I
would have to ask you though.
I would have to ask you. I'd be like, when did you start listening to him?
Yeah.
And if you were like, oh, Let It Rock, I'd be like, oh yeah. I'd be like, oh yeah.
Let It Rock.
Yes. I'd be like, yes. Timeline speaking, right now it is lame.
And if he really rocks with Jim Jones, like I rock with Wayne, like to me, if you told me that, I'd be like, I feel bad for you because you missed out on the mixtape god and this run.
I mean, for me, that's like
rap.
Lupe.
Yeah.
For me, that's like Lupe. That's like, and a lot of people say that now because his last 3 albums have been so weird.
They're weird.
So if you're like, bro, Lupe's a goat, and they're like, oh, I don't know, man, he's fucking weird. He don't really be rapping. I'm like, what? He says Little Worlds has Little Worlds and so on to Viscosity. Like, bro.
What? Just
Pens and the Needles. That's all you gotta listen to.
They probably haven't listened to any fucking good one.
He says, the waves are not sounds, but circles. You wear these on your virtuals. See through these eyes just like these circles.
Are
like, what the
new
fuck?
bars? Is that Lupe's new bars?
Well, it's just like even like people like I fuck with Sir Michael Rocks, and a lot of people have not listened to Sir Michael Rocks solo. They've only listened to Cool Kids.
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with Sir
him
Michael
and
Rocks.
Rocky Fresh, or no, he didn't do that.
He like I fuck with and don't mind like I like Chuck too, but
Oh, yeah, of course.
Sir
What does he
Rocks
say?
is-
He says,
These Urgles.
it makes sense how people stopped listening to
We're never
Lupe.
getting
It's
to
like
it.
over the head. Now, he says, the rings are not sounds, but circles. We wear these on your virtues. See through these circles just like Steve Urkel. Till it's all universal. And it's harmonized in like proportion to the largest sizes. And it's dynamic in the highest standards. So each degree and a part to pry. See, big worlds have little worlds that feed on their velocity, and little worlds have lesser worlds, and so on to viscosity. Okay.
This guy's
But-
on some DMT.
That's that shit. That's that
He's
shit.
on some DMT.
Where like,
you know?
Yeah, but like and that's exactly what I mean. It's like if that's your first introduction to it
I'll be
versus
like-
mine when
versus
I heard
like pens and needles.
or Touch the Sky was mine. When I heard him on it's like guess who's on third? Lupe still like Lupin the Third.
Yeah,
Like,
that first moment means everything.
I was like, who's this guy?
I think my first song was Kick Push, honestly.
Yeah. Touch
Typical.
I mean,
Typical.
bro, like when, damn, really, damn, that's so crazy.
I was young.
So that few years gap really changes. It
Yeah, Kick
proves
Push,
exactly
yeah.
your point, bro. Where like introduction changes so drastically via
Dude, my
the
first
years.
Kid Cudi song was Day and Night, but then I went back on his catalog after.
That's
Listen to
crazy as
everything.
fuck.
Day and Night was out though before it got really big.
Yeah, it-
due
I
to
mean,
it's
Entourage.
not. It's not
So
like.
long
It's
ago.
not like Lupe wasn't spitting though.
He was spitting.
So maybe he's not the best comparison to compare to someone like Jim Jones, but bro, like primetime Lupe versus when someone else might have been introduced to him would be like Pens and the Needles. It'd be like my mind state rewinds, wakes, and fast forwards bullets, making a beeline for my face. Then stop like Neo, laugh at me, throw some cash at me, and then fly past me. But one ricochets off the wall to come back and ask me, am I scared of him or the nigga that blasts me? Or maybe just the hammer that goes by, goes into a hole by an innocent bystander. My eyes the camera, my ears a microphone, my mind is Pro Tools, my head is a stool. What's recorded in my dome gets reported when I zone. My mouth is a speaker, I'm anchoring the misery. There's no friends, the enemy of my enemy is my enemy. Beakers and test tubes full of memories. In my laboratory, I create stories, doze off, then wake up surrounded by 40s. With Glocks tucked in their labels and their caps and baseball hats. Playing poker at the table, cigarettes massage their shoulders and belly tops, showing off their navels. Bro, like, Lupe was at one point just untouchable.
Yeah, you ain't touching that.
Like, you're not. I don't want to hear, I don't even want to hear the Kendrick debate. Like, people aren't touching that. People aren't touching that prime form Lupe, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally just explaining material items as if they're living pieces, though, to represent the materialistic issues of America. Jesus' pieces walk around with niggas hanging on their necks. Monopoly is playing chess. I just picked up an obituary of a bulletproof vest, but the headphone on my mouth speak into my ears. Yeah, microphone check, 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 check. Check a pair of Air Forces, told the rims they've been extinct for years, been ethnic cleansed by jerseys, trying to take over the set, and television is on death row for killing BET and MTV over a dice game and paralyzing CNN by knifing them in the neck. Like, literally just talking about materialistic items and the construct of the American system and the entertainment industry, but as if they're the humans.
There's literally a forum
Like,
dedicated
to this entire song.
Yeah.
Like, there's a
Damn,
forum
really?
just for this one song being dissected to this day.
Yeah.
Because people can't even agree on what it means.
Yeah. Like being a Lupe stan is fucking wild, but I feel bad because like I fuck with Lupe, but to be honest, I haven't listened to some of his new shit.
Because it's too deep, bro. So on to viscosity.
Yeah. Seriously. But
I can't
okay, let's get
with
into this
you.
Coda. But
Yo, but what do you guys think about the... I'm giving that Benny album a 4, man. I think it's solid as fuck on
Solid.
on his part and on
I gave it
Harry's.
4.25.
I gave it 4. I
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
give it 3.5 because this is something I was gonna say. Is like here's the timing. Is like man, like we've listened to a lot of Griselda over the last few months, and I feel like I need some time to marinate some of this shit sometimes. And I think like
It's
with
easy to
the
pick
way
out
I'm
the good stuff.
consuming this, it's starting to bleed over into the other projects.
I get that, but can you really even be mad? Because I hear you out on what you're saying about like, man, maybe it's, or maybe how I'm trying to hear it. Maybe it's like this isn't exciting right now because it's just happening over and over. It's like if you ride a roller coaster 10 times in a row.
Sort of.
That 10th ride is like,
Sort of.
that 10th ride is going to be like, this is kind of, not like boring, but it's like, when you become that level of consistent, is it bad?
No, it's not. I acknowledge it's not the same roller coaster 10 times. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But there's definitely the same person sitting next
It's a
to me.
sitting roller coaster.
I don't think it's
There's somebody
bad,
sitting, the same person
It's the
sitting
same
next.
rapper next
but
to you.
Yeah, same rapper next to me.
listening to back to back to back. I think it's harder to appreciate it more. I think
Yeah.
that's what he's kind of saying.
No, yeah, absolutely. I think
But that's why my scoring is like do
Yeah,
I
no, that
do I
makes
give this a
sense.
4? Do I give this a 3.5? Like because it wasn't as impressive as I know Burden Proof is more for everyone. He even said that. He was like, this is for everyone. But
Yeah.
I brought it back to the streets with the Plug Man 2,
Plug Man
which was
2,
fucking
yeah.
dope. And don't get me wrong, but I was just I would give it a 4.
yeah, I feel that.
It
I
might
think
go up or down depending on
time, how it ages.
that, and I actually haven't fully did my full listen through Plugs I'm at 1.
So
So that might
actually,
change it.
I think
might
it's a
make it
really
better.
good sequel.
Might
Yeah, I
make
think it's
it
a really
better.
good sequel. I do think Plugs I'm at 1 is
It's
better.
better.
I mean, there's a
Yeah,
Black
see?
Thought verse on there.
Exactly.
There's a Black Thought verse on Plugs I'm at 1. So, yeah, like it's like how?
Is the song hard too?
Oh, dude, yeah. The Plugs I'm at 1 is definitely
A better piece.
pure classic. Let's move on to the fucking Kota project, though, man. Another
Kota and Static Selector.
New York bangers this week, bro. Man,
So June didn't like Wolves?
no, I did. That's my favorite
No,
song.
I mean June. Did June listen to Wolves?
I don't think June likes Kota in general, so
Probably
I don't
didn't
think
listen
he's
to
gonna
it.
catch the whole project.
That
Yeah.
should be the
Listen to it.
introduction though. This is literally like this is what I really
Well,
like
see,
about
that's
Kota.
what's the hard thing about Kota doing this so late into his career is like you hear he's albums in at this point. If you hear, okay,
for instance, I've compared him to Common, not sonically, but energy-wise. If you fucking know that you hate 4 Common albums, are you gonna give the 5th one a try?
If you hear the light.
But even though you wouldn't, though.
I think I would.
But not anymore, though, because now you hear what you want to hear. So, for instance, like
Yeah. I guess you're right.
I
There's not push on this.
haven't spun any of that Drake because I don't listen to the radio.
If
So
those 4 made him more
Oh, you haven't listened to that
popular-
on your own? You haven't stepped over and been like, okay, so what's this talk about? It's just like, what are the little kids talking about?
no, I listened to it at work is all because a coworker brought it up. So I played it one time through and I was like, this is terrible.
You don't like any
I
of it?
hated all 3
Wait,
tracks.
what?
The Drake?
Oh, Scary Hours?
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought all 3 sounded like throwaway.
Well, that's what they are. They're not.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want that. And that's the difference between him and other artists. I'm like, bro, I'm not waiting a year to get your throwaways.
I don't know why everyone's tripping over. I had lemon pepper wings last night. though.
Thinking the pain away. Like, it's just such a fucking,
Wait,
okay.
I felt
Like,
with it.
it's just such a simple
I mean,
Drake flow.
yeah,
It's
I
just
get
too much.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But well, yeah, I guess you're saying with like in regards. But I really feel like this. I guess it waited, but I feel like Kota's such an easy listen. For me personally, I mean, even with lyrics to go, I'm like, shit, this is so quick and so good, and like, I felt like lyrics to go really brought me in and been like, okay, he's going up.
Yeah.
But especially his features lately too.
So you and I had talked about this off air. And it's like,
How you bringing off air stuff?
what is
Life. No.
like where is that balance of releasing enough music to become like someone's favorite artist or to break into that realm of like, I don't want to use the word legendary, but like being too hard to ignore. And what I mean by it is like, you were like, oh, like you said like, well, if he dropped like The Light, and it's like, Drake is at that level who's too hard to ignore. Even if you don't want to hear the new Drake song, you're hearing it at least once.
Yeah.
Benny the Butcher, Griselda, they're all starting to reach that level. Freddie just reached it.
Yeah.
Like where like you can't be talking about hip hop without talking about them also. And I think Kota is kind of getting to that ground too. Because he's really making big hip hop heads like you have those moments where like, man, this guy's going up. Like, and he's got the catalog to back it. It's all consistent. But I think when you're that type of artist, it makes it that much more solidified when someone's like, I don't like them. Because that's because when you are so consistent, it makes it their answer also consistent.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? If someone's like, I hate Kota's sound, and then they go and 40 of the songs they find by him all sound similar, and 10 of them don't, I mean, it's going to be pretty rare that he even comes across the percentage that does.
10 songs.
Yeah.
That don't, yeah.
You know, so I think with that case of like not liking Kota, there's that. But then moving into like the positive end of what we were talking about like off air is like, man, I did want to ask that today is like, at what point do you become solid enough to be someone's respectable favorite? And what I mean by respectable is like someone who your homies don't think is stupid for you to fuck with, even if they don't fuck with. And that's something cool, I think, with Kota, is that when we did talk to the homie June,
Yeah,
it wasn't like he couldn't see it.
Yeah.
He just was like, I don't like it. But he wasn't like, y'all are fucking stupid for liking this. And I think that's when an artist reaches that point though, where like they can be vouched for and fought for, then they've really made it. And so I wanted to talk about like, how do you even, is it a project number, or is it just respect, or is it quality versus quantity? And I want to say that I want to say before I get your guys' opinions on it, I think it's a combination, because people like Benny and Kota, I'll use as the main examples, they have got enough projects that if they, I mean, Lord forbid, if it was 1999 and they passed away today, it would be considered like a legendary length of work. Yeah. Like enough. Artists were doing 2 albums back then and getting away with being legendary. So what makes that for you guys, you think? Like, you know, if a homie calls you and it's like, hey, this is my favorite artist right now, and what does it take for you to not be like, oh, that's a dumb fucking answer? Like, I got some homies with some dumb answers, and I'll give you a dumb answer. And, you know, maybe the 19-year-olds and 21-year-olds will roast me, but it's like the kids when they're like, oh, XXX is my favorite rap artist of all time. I'm like, damn, is that the only rap artist you've ever heard? And I don't mean it in a fucked up way, because, you know, rest in peace to him. But I mean, like, that's not a long enough catalog in my eyes.
It's not even a long enough catalog. It's just
Nor
like,
is it consistent enough.
Yeah.
I think also that's like, gosh, man, I'm gonna take. I won't speak on that one.
Yeah, not on that one, but I mean, I can't speak on like that.
I think it's
your
open.
question.
I think it's open enough to speak on, and I think that it's something that hip hop needs to be more realistic about talking about when things like that happen. Because I'll say one
Was
on
this before when he was still alive, kids. Did you hear that, or after
Both.
he died?
No, I'm saying this is all my own opinion.
No, I'm talking about that kid that said X was his favorite rapper.
Oh,
Was he still alive then?
bro, it was literally a kid with a fucking tattoo of his face.
But was X
It
still
was
alive?
after.
Oh, okay.
So this is what
And
don't know.
I get that death does change it,
Yes, it does.
but it shouldn't. And what I mean by that,
You're just there for the music. You're not there because
exactly. And and I'll give you the opposite. Who's someone who does deserve the legendary status? Juice WRLD. That kid put out so much fucking music before he died.
Yeah.
Like,
So his catalog, okay.
the reason
I don't know. That's hard when it's someone who passes away. For me, I don't think it's a quality versus quantity thing. It's almost just natural for me, and like just more so quality if I were to say quantity, because Kid Cudi dropped Man on the Moon 1, and he had a bunch of mixtapes kind of before then, but I could almost easily say at that point in time, after that shit dropped, he was my favorite artist.
but see, that's what's crazy too.
But he did have a
because
kind of big enough catalog already.
like
he had.
this is definitely you can go ahead and pitchfork me a little bit for this. I don't think that X's catalog was great enough, not quantity wise, but quality wise. And I'm not saying he didn't make good music at all.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets into this gray area of, it's like, man, do we choose favorites because they become like culturally popular? And I don't want to say that that's the only reason, but for instance, like X's real pull was like his magnetism, like his memeness, his random interviews, sound bites, all the legal issues he was getting into.
Everything was just different.
Yeah, his looks, he just literally had that perfect combination of like modern stardom. But what I've found is that a lot of his like fan base aren't typical hip hop heads. So I think they're really kind of hard to gauge in this conversation. But I'm just gonna be brutally honest to say that like I think that's a perfect example of like an issue in rap, is like people pass and then they're people's favorite
someone's
rapper
bugging Sir about their favorite rapper
forever. No, it's
No,
the same.
kidding.
It's the
I'm
same shit. And no, and I'll give another more modern one, and it's fine. I'll be the one that people can hate
No,
me
what
in this
I'm saying-
episode. Another modern one is Pop Smoke. I'm so sorry, but like no, and it doesn't matter. And I'm saying I enjoy his music a lot. Pop Smoke doesn't have a legendary catalog, and you're smoking crack if you're giving the excuse that he does just because he passed. And I'm not disrespecting the fact that he passed. I fucking hate that we lost Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
And I think he could have become someone who became a legend.
Yeah. It's
but
all situational.
It's all situational, absolutely.
like
Because
if-
some people would say he is a legend because of how, like, the waves he made.
Yeah,
in such
exactly.
the ripples he made in such little time.
It's like saying
I
you
don't
have a
know, it's
favorite
so hard.
rapper, or if you're saying that they're their best rapper. It's like completely situational. If someone told me XXX, and this is a personal note, is just I didn't listen to a lot of his catalog because of how shitty of a person I like read through these things and
Perceived
like
he was,
and
yeah.
and I was just like, okay, these are real ass things.
not
Like,
gonna support
and at
your
first I'm
music.
like, it's just like rumors, you know what I mean? It's like, no, like this shit really went down. He did some terrible fucking things, and so I was like, oh cool, I don't need to dig into
Support
this.
your music.
Yeah, I don't need to dig into his catalog.
Yeah.
When I heard he passed, I'm like, that fucking sucks. And
Yeah.
he never got the chance.
I definitely wanted him to grow.
Yeah, never got the chance to turn that page. It sounded like he was, but if somebody went up to me and was like, X is my favorite rapper, I'd be like, I personally would be like, why? Like, what about it? Can you show me? Can you kind of put me in your shoes? And I think I'd respect it, but I know what you mean. It's hard because when some people tell me like, oh, Kid Ink's my favorite rapper, I'm like,
And that guy's got like 20 albums.
yeah, I'd be like,
so much music.
and I'd be like, all right, bye. You know what I mean?
I think
You know, like, I mean, I'm not trying to have that conversation, but like when it does come to something like that, and if somebody I could see is very passionate about it, and they're like, oh yeah, and they claim to be this, you know, into hip hop, and they tell me.
I mean, I
that,
see. Okay, so I don't
too
to say
situational.
everything.
yeah.
Hopefully, if anybody listened to this, they didn't just automatically cancel this and fucking throw us away to the black hole forever because they're like, I fucking love X, and they fucking hate me now. But I guess the best way I could put it is there's got to be this threshold moment where, as an artist, you pass the line where people question it anymore.
Well, there's no gatekeepers.
And like what I mean by that is like, even if it's okay, even if a kid could fully articulate and justify how they thought X was the best rapper to exist, I at least would want an answer. And what I think I meant when I talked to you before the show was like, man, how do you get so solidified in the game that you don't need to answer it? You know, like if you're like, yo, who's your favorite rapper? And you're like, Nas. You're not like, why?
like,
There's no reason for you to.
I just think of that Tyler meme.
And that's what I mean. It's like
It's all situational.
Yeah, and that's the X thing, and that's the situational part. And
So
it's
you're
like,
trying to-
it's like, I'm sorry, I would have to ask you why. If you
I
said
think
X,
the
I would have to
amount-
ask you why if it was Kid Ink.
Yeah.
And that's why I know that was my bad, guys. I know it was probably, you know, touchy to choose an artist who would pass, but it was just someone
don't think
who
it was.
really was
No.
on my
No,
mind.
no, it's because it's really on your mind, and so you gotta. This is what you're here for. To
Yeah.
kind of.
I think everyone reaches like a natural validation in everyone's own head. So I thought Kid Cudi was that man at that point in time when he released whatever.
Yeah.
That made me think that way. I think it's just the amount of people. The amount of people didn't think that way
Hey, that's
about
such a good,
X.
bro. That's such a good point that
Like,
you
so
said. What
many
you just
more
said.
people. So many more people think Nas is the GOAT because of what he, all.
No,
the
but what you
compliments
said though
he's
is
had,
so right though, because like this new Billie Eilish generation and the fucking these new kids,
it's who you're talking to.
it was, I think, and with the whole awkward finger TikTok generation and the dance generation, those kids really connected to X for some reason. And I guess I didn't put two and two together. It's almost like he was ahead of the curve with that TikTok shit because he was viral years ago.
Yeah, I think it's all who you're talking to. I mean, like when you're talking to your favorite rapper, am I gonna talk to my favorite rapper to like my 40-year-old coworker who's a stay-at-home mom and just like doesn't listen to hip hop at all?
Maybe.
I would, if she was really interested. But like, what's the point if they're not really gonna listen?
I bought my old coworker the last NERD album a few years ago.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Because he loved Lemon.
Yeah, exactly. It's all situational in that sense. But like, yeah, if you come up to me and you claim, like, you know what I mean, and I respect your musical taste, and you say something outlandish, you're gonna have to explain. So, and I think it's a hard place to reach where everyone's universally accepting in the hip hop world, because there's no gatekeepers in hip hop, and that's a great and bad thing because it allows, because if there were gatekeepers, they're just gonna be like, oh, y'all old heads.
Yeah, well, it's the most unofficial sport to ever exist.
Exactly. And so really, just if you do it for the love, man, and you love it, then so be it, man.
That's so true, man.
So be it.
It's like the whole league is and one, not NBA.
Not NBA.
It's like you too can be hot sauce.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah.
Hey, you can be someone's professor.
You could be
someone's
Skip
legend.
Yo, but you could also be Skip to Malu and play for the fucking league too.
Shout out Tyron.
Yo, we gotta get into this.
Yeah.
Because we're running out of time.
The fucking Kota album, man. I was gonna say, we'll talk about more of that off air because we clearly got a lot to talk about on it. I think Kota has reached that level for me, where if someone was like, yo, man, I've been listening to Kota the past 3 years, man, like he's just my favorite rapper, I think he's totally reached that level. And especially because on this project, he's just proved like he can keep staying positive and in tune with his morals, and he can still stay like this great dude while spitting.
I think this is probably my favorite Kota album.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I would
is
say so,
actually
too.
This is my favorite one. He goes so hard at this.
Yeah,
And
fuck
like
with
not
that.
and not in like a lyrical way either, which I don't see him that way anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like to jump in, like, are we done talking about Wolves? Because that was like probably
go ahead.
that was
Go
probably like
into
my
Wolf.
favorite
That's
song.
Yeah, that was my favorite song too.
But I mean, even moving on to like the next couple songs, like The Hate and the Cold, we can talk about that. And too, like, I just got this vibe from him because I was actually walking through, a lot of the times through the airports and stuff, listening to him,
Yeah.
to Kota, and it was just like, it was so dope. I was just like looking at all the shit in the. I stopped at Denver and I stopped in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I was just
See, timing of the
walking
music
around.
too.
It's just like the experience. Yeah,
You got like
it's
the
just, so
perfect
dope.
time to really
Yeah.
absorb because you're just chilling.
I was just walking
I love-
around. Like, I had a 4-hour layover.
Yeah.
on one.
I
So
really
just, like,
love that
had to
intro
listen.
track, bro. Like,
First
like
quarter, we attacking the basket. I was like, right
Bro.
off the rip.
fucking, bro.
Being so,
And
like,
the
basketball,
name is
yeah.
so cool. The album name is so dope too. To Kill a Sunrise. Like, what a dope name,
A
dude.
play on Tequila Sunrise.
Yep. Fire. And they're at that bar. They're at a little bar on there.
Damn.
Yep.
So
Tequila
And then
Sunrise.
fucking bro, it's rare that a chorus is my favorite part of the song, but like,
Wolves?
bro, the way when he comes in is like, I can't lose. Bada bada wolves, parted from the pack, howling at the moon, youngin' on my back, mountains in my view, coming for that food, bro. Like, I fucking love that shit, dude.
right,
Like,
you felt that.
and
When I heard
yeah,
that,
and it was the hardest song I've listened to called Wolves. Like,
Yeah.
and Sean just dropped his song called Wolves, but I'm like, damn, bro, this
I was
kind
gonna
of.
say, I felt like a
kinda-
lot of
The
songs
Kanye
were
Wolf
called
was pretty
Wolves.
Yeah,
Epic.
this one's
It's
epic
epic.
though.
Yeah.
This one's my favorite song called Wolves,
Yeah.
and that's epic. Fucking, and then we move straight into Hate, bro. The production is so funky.
That's my favorite song.
Like,
that's my favorite song.
so
Rap Banks.
I don't know.
Rap
I
Banksy.
don't. I can't confirm this, but I can confirm it for the last 2 to 3 projects for Static. He's been working with these guys called the Vintage Vandals. They make samples from scratch, and what I mean is, like, they're a group in a lab similar to like the Soul Surplus team. And what I mean by lab is, like, they're in the studio with tons of old analog gear, studying all the old genres and like the 60s, 70s, and all these records that make these boom bap and dope samples, but they're making the tracks and compositions all the way from scratch. Like, so full on songs, anywhere from 1 minute to 3 minutes, 4 minutes, sounding like they're from vinyl, curated directly for Static. And he did that for the CJ Fly album, all of it. All the samples were
that's
from them.
dope.
And then he did that for the album before that. And I'm pretty sure he did that for his last album that he dropped a couple months ago. And Static talked about it. He's like, bro, it saves so much money, but it brings so much potential to the table because it all sounds sampled like this beat. But he's talked about it. He's like, bro, the last time that I went with the Vintage Vandals, it probably saved, he said, somewhere between, like, I think it saved him like $20K or some shit like that in like sample clearance.
Yeah.
So hearing what he does on these tracks is so fucking dope because it's like, man, like, he really isn't
Especially
losing.
on Hate.
Yeah, he's not
This funky
losing
production.
He's not losing any of that sampled feel. Like, it still feels like, yo, you went crate digging for this. I love on the Hate though, like,
Well, especially how he spit too on this.
he like flips all that bad energy on his head and makes it. It just feels like a block party, bro. Honestly, like,
Rap Banksy.
almost like he's saying, like, yo, you can stay at this party if you want to join the good vibes, but if not, fuck off.
Get the fuck
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. What did it say? The Rap Banksy, I don't care how you pay me. It took a lot of negative energy to create me. Still, I flip it to a positive quick. They be calling me the snare how I'm following kicks. I'm on an island, the sun is shining. My shorty fire in a bonnet. We kind of toxic. I tell a future for the project. I'm in my pocket. A lot of people finna knock it. I be like, stop it. He's a fool, dude. Hey. I'll be on my shit all day. Fucking.
Real.
Transitioning in though, man, the whole project is so smooth. Like, we go into the cold,
Well,
it's just like super good boom bap, bro. Like,
This, the cold, I don't know, this, when I was walking through the airport listening to this, I just felt like I was listening to Lupe, like old Lupe. Hella felt like it. I don't know why.
I like that, like, you know, as a rapper, like, he can't always be all sunshine, but like, he kind of speaks on,
moments.
he kind of speaks on like turning a cold shoulder to the game, you know, to survive and stay in that peak form. You know, he said, fires in the coal, flying to the goal, separate the diamonds from the coal. You know, it's like, find those gems and find the people who are worth it, worth taking time to, like, not just cold shoulder.
Yep.
because like sometimes you don't got time for everybody.
Yeah, that's
It's
a good way.
it's true. There's no way in the world you have time for everyone.
Yeah, to give that love and warmth to everyone too. Then ironically going straight into the love. Bro, the scratches, man. I love that Static just adds so much scratches to his shit. It really gives that like not quite, but like DJ Premier feel.
Oh,
Like cause Premier just scratch heavy on everything, dude. But I love the 90s vibe like the whole way through. Like gives me a huge like 106 Park vibe. But it reminds me of like, you know, of some Common shit, like a New York Common. I hear it more and more. Like the project proves that, you know, he's not so much of like a right now rapper. Like people like to think like, oh, he's just a fad or whatever. But I think Kota would have been good in the 90s too.
Yeah, no, you can.
Like, I think that's what this
Would have
project.
been Tribe feel. I mean, if
Yeah,
Tribe did it.
yup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true, bro. He would have been so dope with Q-Tip.
Go Now, the chorus on Go Now.
Yeah.
Go Now.
I really like that. That's
love
fun.
that
That's
song.
crazy that you said De La or not Tribe, because on Go Now I wrote that in my notes. It's like, man, it doesn't sound like them, but it gives that era. Like I feel like I'm listening to a mixtape, and some of the fellow artists might be, you know, fucking Roots, Dilated People, De La, and Tribe, and then like this song.
Yeah.
Like it's so finely curated. I would have loved to have heard any of them on the feature on it was really cool, but it reminded me of Masego. Like, and not like it sounded like him, but it reminded me enough of his cadence that I was like, man, I kind of low key wish Masego was on
Was
this.
on this
Sad.
actually.
Yeah.
That'd be hard.
And I was surprised. There's like no features. So
Yeah.
I like that.
It's close.
I like that. It's just you can see and you can really feel the whole craft that these two artists put together in making this album, just curating it just themselves.
The weirdest
dope.
combination I've wanted in a while was I wanted a Smino and Kota song.
that would be so sick. God, that'd be so crazy. Or like Saba, even.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because he had Buddy on this, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
He
right.
did get Buddy. Wait, no.
No, that's on.
No,
Illmind.
that's on the
other
Guapdad.
one.
But
That's
he was
on-
barely
Too
on
much
it.
music.
Yeah.
See, bro.
We might need
God.
to save that album for next week.
Yeah, we can talk about that next week then too. We'll just mention it. I love what you're saying though, because you're just talking about features, bro. It has such a dope cypher fucking track. That was the one that I really wanted to hear, like Joey Badass and like CJ Fly on, like some dope New York features, because like with the scratch and it's like, so what you say? Like it's
He
perfect.
played with the sample smoothly too.
Yeah, it's so perfect. It would have been so perfect for a feature though, because like you know the
Transition.
chorus is just like, so what you saying? It's just so easy to transfer to another rapper. Like, oh, you know what you saying?
Yeah. Can I
Like-
kick it?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. It would have been like a "Can I kick it?" Ah, bro.
Modern day, can I kick it?
And those were kind of the moments where I felt like I don't think there's any bad work on there. I think that there were moments that could have been leveled up.
This
Yeah.
is their first album together, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is like almost feels like a. I don't want to say perfect, but almost like
It's
perfect
almost-
duo.
it's almost there.
It's almost perfect.
It's almost there, bro.
cohesive.
their
and
their
by
feel,
having,
like
yeah.
their style is like almost.
Yeah.
And people are wondering, like people
they're
were
both
wondering.
New York cats too, right? Or
What's
what?
crazy is like everyone kept saying
Kota's Chicago, right?
everyone kept saying that Kota is gonna like. They're like, I don't know how Kota's gonna sound on all of these. You know what I mean? Like,
And he's fine.
and he fucking
Kills it.
Killed it. But Alchemist really laced him up too, though.
I was gonna say he did the last project with Alchemist, right?
Fucking moving forward. Because we were
Or
just talking
Static
about
Selects.
Yeah,
Jeez, I'm
Static.
sorry.
Yeah, Static. You're good. Live and direct, bro. I think this is like one of the highest compliments I could even paid to a rapper and producer duo. But like by this point, this is track 7, live and direct. At this point,
You're like,
I was
come
just
on.
feeling like a Blue and Exile vibe, which is like top 3 album to me. You guys already know that. It's just like no bad tracks. The jazzy keys are just like super dreamlike over the verses, like perfect loops. The album was just like, it's just like effortless. It reminds me of Below the Heavens, just like life lessons and banging beats. Like,
Just comes off too smooth and easy for them, bro.
yeah,
I don't know.
and so what's really cool about that, about feeling like about the Below the Heavens comparison, is that he actually used to do video work for Blue
Yeah.
a long time ago,
So I'm
years
sure
ago.
that he probably was like,
Soaked that game real quick, like,
yeah.
and to make something like years later like this and like have so much time, like Kota is such a multi-talented artist that people don't even realize it. Like people don't know that he's a videographer and a photographer, and that
that's
he
all
does
shit.
and he does all of his own music videos. Like He's a beast, low key.
He's the friend.
When I was
He's your
listening
friend.
to this, I actually thought
Kota the friend.
that Dayglow would be your favorite song, Jeff. I don't know why.
It was all right. I mean, Wolves was definitely my favorite.
Yeah, I know that now. I don't know why. It's got the most Kota style. It's like the most Kota style song.
Because I was looking for not Kota.
I know, and that's what I thought about. I thought about later. I was like, but I feel like people weren't looking for this sound from.
You have to have it there, right?
I think Dayglow was like one of my favorite choruses.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad song at all. It doesn't sound like a Static Selecta beat though. Out of all the beats, like it sounds like, oh, this is kind of normal for him. It's got like some beach vibes. The live drums do go crazy though. I just love it. I love though that he's just positive through and through. Like I've never really listened to an artist that's just so on brand, like 24/7. He's like, I got a lot to lose, but I don't got a lot to prove. Misery and debt is a decision, and you gotta choose. I'm simply washing my dishes and taking in the view. I got this woman, and she's something to see. She make me feel like I'm the guy I always wanted to be. I put my ego on this self so she can love me for free.
It's fucking
Like,
it's weird because it doesn't sound like he's trying hard either.
I don't think he is. I think that's just how he's living. Like, I didn't need it on the album, but like, I'm not mad that it's on the
exactly.
album.
But
and then we get what, the last two
Sunrise
tracks?
and Sunset, man. That fucking trumpet on Sunrise. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I knew you would love these songs because I know you love cohesion
Yeah.
between tracks. Like, I know that's why you love that Giveon
Yeah.
project. I really do like how they ended this. Like, the tracks, they're just clearly sibling tracks. The vocal chops and you said the horns, man, like, just like, you feel like you won something. You feel like victorious.
Yeah.
Like, damn, man, I'm fucking out here. I'm on Clinton Hill. I'm alive. Like,
baby.
Yeah. Your Rocky moment.
this style of writing is what I wanted to hear from him. Like, for sure. He says, peace, knowledge, and dividends. Love is still trumping Benjamins. I'm gonna enjoy my time on this planet. Fucking, I'm visiting. If I'm gonna be a star in the light, if I'm gonna be a star, the light I'm serving is Michelin. I'm all over New York like my Metro card is unlimited. Like,
I literally am in his album cover art when I listen to this shit.
yes.
Yeah.
That's like the perfect way to
You're
put it.
literally
almost,
listening
like,
to the bartender and the
yeah,
somebody
I'm
at the
sitting
bar.
in a bar on a fucking nice ass beach and the sun is setting and I need to finish that drink, maybe get another one before. I
Yeah,
go
like
back.
it. But the thing is, it's like, it's also like you're sitting next to him. It's not like you're at a table overhearing this conversation. It's like you are hanging out
literally
with Kota,
right next to him. Yeah.
and the bartender is like serving him up shots, and this.
Yeah, he's
He's
like,
just
oh, you
telling
haven't
you-
met Kota yet?
Yeah.
You're like your third drink in.
Let me tell you
And
about my day.
Hey, you haven't met Kota yet?
He's like, I'm here every night.
I just love that ties perfectly into the last track though, the Sunset. It's just like a super amazing outro, bro. Like, just sounds like Brooklyn. Like, it really put me on a stoop.
Is that what he said?
It just sounds like Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like, it made me feel like I made it myself. Like, I fucking high-fiving them at the end of it. Like, good
like,
job, man. Good
dude,
job,
let's
Static. Good
go.
job. Hey, man. Good job, man.
Yeah,
And I think that's the highest compliment. Like, how could you not, like, if you can transport someone sonically, the album is borderline perfect.
Yeah.
Good Kid, Mad City is prime example of that. Like, you felt like you were just living in Compton for a weekend when you listened to that album.
Literally.
Like, just hop in the van, foam from the
Get
mouth.
your mixtapes.
Yeah. No, this album.
Get your
I
freestyles
love that
ready.
It was a producer and rapper, collab.
I
joint.
hope
like,
this is a common theme throughout the year.
Oh, I think
Sorry
it's
to
coming
interrupt,
back.
I didn't
I think it's
mean to
coming back.
No. This is like almost perfect for me too. Honestly.
I think it's the future. Ironically, it's the past, but it's the future.
I was gonna argue when you said Kota is like reaching that point of validation where a lot of people almost include his name when you just speak hip hop, but like, bro, after listening to this, I can see why you say that and why people would say that.
Yeah.
I'm not like
Well, he's someone in the same sense with like Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi, you could say he was your favorite rapper one album in because his views were so different. Now, Kota isn't the first person on the planet to be like, hey man, peace, love, and positivity. But he's the first rapper to do it this consistently, this long,
and good, actually good,
and good.
and actually good,
And
'Cause
good,
When you
yeah.
talk that like
Talking chance,
mean,
huh? You guys talking chance.
saying
Oh,
exactly saying cuss words and talking that shit like is exciting to people.
Yo, I think what you just said is so perfect. Not just the cuss words, the slang is so real.
Yes.
And that's the thing is like, no one, when Chance like
started doing cleaner songs and like more Christian style songs, people were like, man, I was just doing acid with you 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Smoking cigs, just gashing it out
exactly.
on her,
But it
on
was
her
understandable because he was with Ye. You're like, oh, okay. All right, I get it, man. You got a new homie. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and that's true too. But a perfect example is like on the opposite end, like Kota has been preaching this. I remember the first time I heard Kota was 2017. And it was like, I'm gonna just go to it right now. It was just as quality and just on brand. Let me see. Go to some.
Hey, I hope it ain't no more Christian Kanye bars coming after this divorce. You feel me? He's about to
Hey man,
drop
I
some
just got him a Grammy though, so
Yo,
maybe.
that edited photo of him without a beard, like just looking mad.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't
bro.
seen it? It's like, tell me this is not a man that's about to drop the best album he's ever made in his life.
You're a fool.
I hope he does.
It's an
bro.
edited photo. At first, I was like, that can't be real. But it's just like chubby Kanye, but they edited out his beard.
So, for example, though,
I've seen that filter though on people, like videos of it.
Black Sheep from Kota came out 3 years ago. At
Damn,
this point,
3?
yeah, and you know I love that song. That was
Yeah, you
3
were
years
bumping when we
ago,
were
bro.
living together.
He said the way that how he used to rap is still exactly the same way now. And like we were saying about Kid Cudi and artists who really change your view, I could see so many people rocking with Kota the past 3 years and like changing their lives. Literally being like, I'm just more positive, man. I've just been listening to hella Kota. In the same way where like Kid Cudi came around the scene and then people were like, wait, I can listen to rap and be sad?
Yeah.
Like people were like, that's real?
It's real life.
But you know, Kota, this is 3 years ago. It sounds like something he would rap now. He said, Mama loved me, but she never got it till I told my story and made a profit. They call your son a prophet. The window's open. Your sun is shining. Hunger, pains, and empty pockets humble. Beginnings that keep me, that make and keep me modest. I choose my girl every minute. That's despite the options. Damned if I'm asleep on her. Only woman that kept it honest. And she the same as me. Never fit the frame of key. Never fit the lock because them niggas wasn't caging me. Solo to the dolo. They shunning what they don't know. They coming from my spirit. Couldn't knock me off my pivot. On my shit like 2020. Now they seeing all this vision. Handle messes with precision. Plans is coming to fruition. I was so lost. You was in cahoots with your cohorts. Now I'm living proof God is fair. Took so long. You know the shit already knew. I was privy to. Tried to make me doubt my own mind, but numbers don't lie.
That's actually bars though. That was actually bars.
That's what I mean.
The beginning, you open up the something window. Your sun is shining. The sun, talking about him being the
sun is
son
a
of a
prophet.
bomb, and then
Your son is prophet.
and then he talked about something. He said pain, something about pain, window pane. I don't know. He was going in.
Bro,
He was going in right.
that's what I mean. Is like that was 3 years ago, and that's what I'm saying. Is I think he's reached that level of like, it's cool to be someone. That's fine to be someone's favorite.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the whole Travis Scott thing.
Okay, so I think there's not an answer, but a tie-in to what we're saying. I think the reason why it confuses me when someone chooses someone that I can't see as a favorite artist is when I don't think that they offered enough of themselves to know them.
Yeah.
Musically, personally, I mean sonically, like all around. And then what I mean by that is like perfect example, Biggie. He may have only had 2 albums, but you just knew he was a rapping ass Brooklyn nigga. Like that's just it. And so you can rock with that forever.
Yeah.
Like
True.
if you rap and you love spitting, big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And same with pop.
But he was also legacy. Like, he was groundbreaking for the time.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying is like, I think it takes something groundbreaking. I think it takes a culture connection. As in like, you know, Kota's Happiness or Cudi's Stonerism.
Yeah.
And then it takes a quality enough catalog.
Yeah.
And so I think the proof of that personality connection is like Andre 3000. He doesn't even have a solo album, but we love him.
Kinda. He has roses.
But we love him as a person. We know him as a person.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it hard for people like X.
Passed
Is that's
away.
like, bro, you were growing. We didn't even know you because you didn't even know you.
Yeah.
Like you were a kid.
Yes, he was.
You know what I mean? That's like Lil Romeo passing away at 13 and you being like, yep, that's my favorite rapper. Fucking
No,
kidding.
it's not. No, it's
I'm
not.
fucking
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
Obviously, that's not.
Yeah, that's a reach.
He said, "Wait, what?"
That's
He
a
said,
reach.
fuck you.
That's a reach.
No. But, yo, I think I would give this Kota album like a 4.75.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Super high.
I'd give it a 4.5, dude.
I give it a 4.5 too,
Yeah,
but
I give
I
it
was
a
like
4. That's
4.75. But
But, like,
that
that's
can
near
change
perfect.
because I think like if I get more spins on it, it might just be like, oh, this is it.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's
This
extra
is a moment.
There's extra points for Static too, though. For me, I've always been a huge Static fan.
This is a moment for him. Like this is like almost like when I heard the Reason album.
For sure, a Kota moment. I think people would look at this and say it's a Kota moment,
It's like a groundbreaking moment.
and just be like, "Oh,
I think producers are gonna hear this and be like, "Damn, this is what this guy can do."
Wolves.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think people are gonna
I
really
think
hear
Static
him.
been doing this though. He's been lacing.
Static
tracks like
been
this.
doing
Yeah,
it.
he's
Absolutely.
been lacing tracks like sound like this.
Talking like
Well, Static
goes hard.
often brings the best out of people that we never heard before.
Yeah.
Like that Jack Harlow song, "Time."
Yeah, that Static's album. or
That
his,
shit was-
like, whatever.
I never expected to hear that. And he said that, like, I heard him talk about that. Like, Jack Harlow freestyled that one hard. Two, it's just like how natural it came to be. Like, Static was just like, yeah, man, it was just like kicking it one day. And just fucking, like, he just laced it real quick. It was cool as hell. I love that. Like,
No, yeah, this is literally almost perfect.
Yeah.
it's
I think
crazy.
It might have just been like my experiences when I was listening to, but that's just how it is. It's always relatability and like natural occurrences, like when you listen to the music, and it just went well with my days.
Mhm.
I guess if I was walking around in like pouring rain, I might feel different about this.
It might, but it might be good too though.
It might be actually good too, though. It would just
The
make me see the
positivity.
positive.
That's what I'm
and
saying,
positive
like,
in all
just
the rain
like-
or whatever.
That moment was like, can't lose for somebody that's speaking like rapping what he's rapping, but to make you get that feeling when he says that, it's
Yeah, I never heard him talk like or rap like that. So when he first said that, I literally like was like, damn. I was inspired when I
Yeah.
first heard it. I was like, yeah, you know what? I can't lose either.
I
fucking
can't
A.
fucking lose.
Man, I love music, bro.
It brings us together.
On that note, I think you're right. We're gonna probably talk about that Guapdad and Illmind album next week.
Have to,
Sometimes
Filipino.
we do skip out on projects, but as a trio of Asian
too much
men,
music, too much music, bro.
too much music this week. But
Especially
as a
this
trio of Asian men and what's going on in our communities, you know, I'm super happy that this Illmind and Guapdad project dropped.
Filipino duo.
I want to talk about that next week. Yeah, bro.
Have crazy chemistry.
Bro, crazy chemistry. I did not expect this.
These
I honestly
two-
was ready to ignore this album. I'll be honest.
I'm not gonna lie, me too.
Dior Deposits wasn't crazy to me.
Yeah.
I thought it was like meh. But then in between Dior Deposits and this, he did the Revenge of the Dreamer
Yeah.
fucking project. So I think he grew a lot as an artist there.
Yeah.
And Illmind, the reason I say I didn't know what to expect and I was ready to just shelf it is because
Of
as
what
much
he's been doing lately.
yeah.
I'm just
No,
kidding.
no, straight up. And not in a hating way. The music Illmind's been producing on his stream hasn't been his normal stuff. It was like different. It was just different. And it wasn't, and I didn't even hate, I just didn't know what to expect. I was like, oh, this album's going to be weird. Bro, it's so good.
It's so good.
actually really
It's so good.
And
It's
we'll
so
get-
melodic too.
Yeah.
Like
We'll-
it's so melodic.
We'll definitely get into it. I don't, for like my Asian brothers here, man, like I don't know like if you guys had the situation. I think you guys have, but like the coming to America house, like the middle house that everyone has.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if it's still in your family because it's not in my family anymore. But him losing that and finding out this is kind of what the album was about, I was just like, I have to listen to this. So it has a really special place in my heart. So that's why I was like, man, I really want to talk about this. But we'll get to it next week. But is it still in your house? Is that house still in your
No,
family?
it would be
Nah.
that greenhouse, right?
But
No, it'd be
isn't
that
isn't
greenhouse.
Greenhouse,
but
yeah.
isn't that
It's
whole
on Blanton, bro.
so-
It's right here by.
It's literally, I drive by
Roxy's,
it.
Right by Roxy.
and does
Yeah.
it kill you?
Bro, yeah, that's crazy.
So
that
many
you just
memories
said
just
that.
flash by when we drive by.
Right when you said it, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
said
so
it, right?
crazy. Yeah,
Good and
literally,
bad.
it's like walking distance. Like
Yeah.
it's literally right there. Like
I-
our family like immigration home.
Yeah, it's immigration home. It's a stop home.
Crazy.
And like,
Immigration to the trap.
I mean, I lived with Eric there. My like younger years, Larry was living there. Like my cousin Jake lived there.
He
like
had
with
like
all-
probably his worst injury ever at the
At that house,
greenhouse.
yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like that house and the memories of the food, and it was like,
That makes me like this album a lot
yeah,
better now
I
that I think
couldn't.
about that.
I was like, man, I know what you're feeling,
yeah.
and it's one of those things where like,
Don't you love when music just does
Yeah.
I still feel like I deserve that house.
me too.
Like, I
to this
literally,
day,
like-
I feel like I could buy. If like,
I
I could
literally
buy the
like
house,
if I get
would
rich,
buy
I'm
it.
gonna pull back up and I'm gonna be like, y'all don't got an option. I'm buying.
Yeah, how much you want?
I don't know.
And
it's
if y'all
all
are-
like, it's all like yellow though and like gentrified.
You change it
doesn't
up.
even
I
look
know
the
they did
same.
change the house. You're right, but
even look-
still, I'm gonna pull a Batman.
True.
He's like,
The memories are still there.
how'd you buy this from the bank? And he's like, I bought the bank. Fucking.
I
I'm gonna change up the whole block. I'm gonna
Hey,
regentrify.
Get Stevie buys back childhood house.
Yeah, bro.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Flex.
That's what I'm trying to do, man. I think about that all the time, especially because I kind of want to move back in the neighborhood, and I'm just like, oh, this house is cool. And when I'm looking for a new house, I'm like,
Is it in Oregon?
it's Eastmoreland Heights.
I'm trying to remember. I'm like,
Okay.
It's on 45th.
Moreland, I know.
3-bedroom, double garage, nice big backyard.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, it wasn't a bad house.
yeah. I know the house was dope.
That's what
I'm sitting
I'm
there
like,
the
it
house
wasn't
was
a bad
actually
house.
it was a dope house, and it had a huge backyard, and just like the memories I have, my grandpa and grandma, like in that lawn,
Priceless.
and me thinking like I was helping, like just taking the hose, watering his plants, because they had a crazy ass irrigation system that they developed from the Philippines.
So it was
You know,
already
the
watering
soil.
itself,
Like,
watering.
Yeah, and it was like made sure all of them got the same amount of water,
Hey.
and like just all out of dirt, and like here I am, a fucking like 3-year-old, like yo, I'm helping.
Hitting the pressure finger.
Yeah.
You're like, God.
Yeah, just spraying, and then my grandma would be wanting to kill me, but she's just like,
it all up.
it's okay, because she loved me so much.
And your
Like,
grandpa would be
Of
like,
course, they can't get mad.
yeah, my grandpa wanted to whoop my ass, but my grandpa was like, you fucking touch him, I'll kill you. You know what I mean?
these are my plans. This is my fucking plans,
Which one
man.
is just wait till he's a couple years old.
Yeah.
My
Five years old.
fucking plans, man.
Oh man, that's just what I'm saying. That album really made me feel that way. So if you guys haven't heard it, so you can people do it next week.
11,
Yeah,
1176.
I fuck with that.
Illmind.
Yo,
It's good to be back.
it's so good to be back,
boys.
man.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm happy to share this moment with you guys.
I know.
I really need y'all.
literally on like a natural high right now.
Hungry.
I know, man.
I got
Yo,
some,
I'm so
food waiting for me.
so grateful to everybody who's rocking with us and for everybody who came back tonight and all the shits, man. New viewers, old viewers, non-viewers,
Everybody.
fucking everybody. Yo, and thank you to the universe for allowing us to even exist. Like,
Damn right.
straight up, man.
Thank you for all the artists that we talk about, and yeah, man.
Hip hop, thank you, hip hop.
Thank
Like,
you.
like
Yeah.
straight up, just thank you, hip hop, for making
Life
the
a
most
little
beautiful,
easier.
yeah, easier, more fun. Thank you, hip hop, for making the most unofficial sport ever that we get to play, coach, referee, and
Play coach.
and nosebleed
Fake-
too.
It's
Fake
weird.
gatekeeper.
It's really like the homies in your ride, because I don't, back then when only like a few homies had the ride.
I mean, your world of hip hop
You
is
know what I
your
mean?
world of hip hop.
I was the right.
At one point
I was
was
the
your
right
homies.
too,
Yeah, your world of hip hop at one point was just your
Give me some
homies.
gas money, please.
You know, I was listening to S1 talk about on his interview with Illmind, like, being like, you are who you surround yourself with, and it's essentially the meaning of my name. You become the 10th member of the group.
Yeah.
Like, and S1, who produced Power for Kanye, he was talking about that too. He was like, I owe the guys who I became close friends with, I owe them my musical career, not because they gave me my talent, but because I wouldn't have listened to Busta Rhymes. I wouldn't have listened to Tribe. I wouldn't have listened to certain artists without my homies putting me on.
Yeah.
And you listen to what your homies are listening to. And he was talking about, like, yeah, man, I remember the first time back, before streaming and all that stuff, like, my homie was showing me Redman the very first time I ever listened to Muddy Waters. He was like, I thought it was weird. And then he gave it to me, though, because, I didn't have no new music. So he lent me a couple CDs, and that was one of the CDs. And he was like, 2 more listens in, and I was in love. Like, and just changed my whole fucking world. And it's like those moments, those are what make music special, man. And that's what's crazy is just as it transcends through time, it just gets
My walk.
even more impactful for people, because it's all over the place now. Now what you absorb, though, is just more up to your own taste.
Yes, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you had the time to refine it. I remember when I was in the Philippines, I had a CD player. All I had was Lloyd Banks' Hunger for More and Boys to Men.
What the
And I was there for a fucking month, and I just remember, like, that's all I had on my CD player, and it was just, those albums always have a special place in my heart.
That's so funny. I mean, I remember at one point my rotation was my 2 CD rotation with my Sony Walkman was The Killers' Sam's Town
Okay.
and Nas' Hip Hop Is Dead.
Hey, that's a fucking
Dang, I was a little younger than y'all, so I remember the 2 CDs I was walking around with was, I forgot the fucking album name, but it was a Black Eyed Peas album. Right when the Yin Yang Twins Black and White album,
The Black and White
the
album.
Whisper song and all that. Right with that was my 2. My mom caught me with my. My mom caught me listening to that song. She was sick. She was hot.
Where do you see my dick? Hey, girl.
Alright, on that note,
Alright, on
man.
that note, y'all.
we can do this all night, but we can't
Yo.
do this all night.
I do want to say though, thank you to everybody. If you have been missing out on the episodes, come join us in the Discord, man. Links are on our Instagram and also on my personal 10th member Instagram. There's links there too to join the Discord. We're going to be trying to keep the consistency up moving forward all the rest of 2021. I know it's a roller coaster for everybody, and I know that's part of the leeway that we've had to be able to step away. But now we're back. We're healthy. We're happy, and we're going to champion the rest of the year through with the culture, man. We think that there's going to be some big albums coming up. We're waiting on that Drake, waiting on that Kendrick, waiting on that Cole.
Travis.
The Trinity.
The Holy Trinity, the Travis, bro, Rihanna. So much shit coming out. So much more
Detox
coming for you. No, we ain't going to get that shit, man.
We might.
But thank you guys. Join the Discord. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Soundsponge Radio on all. And shit. Just 10th member at Soundsponge Radio and my brothers.
King Beats. Blessed to be here with y'all as always.
Jay Styles, call me Jay. We fam, and I appreciate y'all.
Jokes
Love it.
and jokes and jokes.